favorite words.
Tinky 34, baby.
We are live.
We are live. Welcome. If you're
Welcome.
catching the replay, welcome. Can you hear my music in the background?
Yes.
Okay, all right, turn it down. Okay, because YouTube will it'll flatline everything.
Would you like to share the URL and then I'll just post it on my story?
Yes, I'm going to. I got it right now. I'm getting there, Copy. She's like, get on it, get on it. I'm getting on it.
I'm fine.
Okay, there's the URL.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm not a big Facebook user. I was, but I got rid of my Facebook business page. It's not rid, it's still there. I just somehow got disconnected from it. I haven't been able to reconnect it. I had to send in all kinds of paperwork and stuff, which is ridiculous. Anyways, but I don't like connecting my personal Facebook page that I have, like, I use for meta verification reasons.
Yeah.
I don't like to share stuff there. A lot of the times my videos get sent there. I'm like, ah.
She said that Deanna is wide awake.
Oh, that's, yeah, okay. Go figure.
Girls.
Hi.
Hey, honey.
Sweetie, so Deanna's wide awake.
It's okay.
You want to bring her to the live?
Huh?
You want to bring her to the live?
No. No,
Okay.
I can't. It's too much chaos with her. And I really feel that we need to, or I need to be like, I can't put on my video. I don't know why.
Because I closed your video because you were,
Okay.
I didn't want anything that, I didn't want the baby to be seen if you didn't want her to be seen. So I can hit ask for video if you want me to.
Yeah, she's like, hello. She's wide awake. So she's just now screaming and crying in her room. She saw this and she's like, something's up. I want to be there too. So I don't know. You can either do it alone and I hop on later. When
Whatever you want. You can weave in and out if you want. You can just close your video out and mute your mic and we'll weave in and out of it. It's
okay, perfect. Then let's do it like that. I'm gonna try and make her sleep now. And I'll just come in whenever the divine guidance is.
Respect that.
Love you.
So much love and respect for that.
See you later.
Okay.
Yeah, that happens. I knew that was going to happen. I think I texted you. I think I might have texted you that too. Yeah. It happens. Okay. All right. Well, it's us. Look at us here, and then Iris will come in and out. But all right. So we can start with this. Welcome to this day out of time portal, heart expression manifestation portal. We have sisters Nadia and Iris, but Iris had to take off for a minute. So Nadia, would you like to introduce yourself?
I am Nadia. I am a HeArtist, as we were just talking about before we started. I am an artist, but really, as I just shared on my, what are you doing? What is this?
Your microphone, where is it located?
Why? Is it not
the sound keeps going in and out.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's located here on my phone and I'm just talking into my phone. Is it still happening?
It has glitch. It's glitchy, but it's okay. Keep going. I'm sorry.
I'll just join. I'm going to join on my computer. Why don't you explain who you are, share what you are, and also Mayan day out of time, and then I'll be logged in on my computer.
All right. So this is an auspicious day. It's whenever it's kind of like on Sunday, how we take the day and we have nothing else to do. Well, this is the day where it's timeless, eternal, present moment. It's like a recap. You sit in reflection of all of the lessons and blessings that have came in to assist you in your own growth and development as a soul, as an essence, as a being here on this earthly plane and in this realm. And this is the time where we're taking into reflection, and then what it is, we're setting our intentions as to what it is that we would like to co-create in the upcoming energies. And yes,
my camera can come on, because it says that it's on, but I see that it's not. Is there any reason why it shouldn't be?
hit stop video, ask to start video.
Yeah, start my video. Yeah, that might work.
Look at us just having all of these little quirks and things.
Quirky.
And that's, you know, yeah, all the quirks. And that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I don't know why the video just disappeared. Interesting.
That is so strange, man.
So
now
people that are here watching, we have 3 people watching at the moment. Hi, Aurora Luminary. Nice to have you joining us. If you'd like to share your location, your manifestations, what it is that you would like to work on this year, what you'd like to see, like, work on. What are you opening your heart towards? What are you here to express this year? What do you feel that you didn't really get to experience the fullness of last year? What aspects of growth and personal development, you know, are you really wanting to expand for yourself this year? That's what this day at a time. And it's also really about setting the intentions. For us, this is us holding the energetic heart field manifestation portal so that we can move the collective into a higher timeline. Essentially, that's what my intention is to get the collective mind in a state of cognitive ease and clarity, to bring the collective into like harmonic resonance, because there is a lot of unease, there is a lot of dissonance, there has been. And so I'd prefer to see the collective in a place of deep understanding of what it actually means to be divinity in manifestation.
I love it.
Yes. Where is your video at?
Babe, I don't know. I literally I'm here and it's not allowing me to click on video. Like, it's just giving me a red. Here, let me try again.
That's so random. I hit the thing for you to ask to start video.
Start video. I clicked yes, and here we are. So I'm gonna
make co-host.
I'm gonna re-click the link.
I made you a co-host even.
Yeah, like every time I'm clicking video, it's just not starting. It's keeping the red line dashed through the video. It is so weird. I've never had this happen before. So let me just log out and log back in with the link.
Okay.
Okay, I love you. Bye.
I love you. I'll see you in a second.
Okay.
I know. And this year, right? This year we are entering the year of the blue rhythmic storm, and there is a storm brewing. I don't know if you guys follow the 13 sign Mayan calendar. I have the almanac in me. I didn't get the calendar just yet. They're in back order, which that's my bad for waiting so long waiting to the last minute to order it. But I have the almanac. At least have one of them. And so we're going to be starting, and today is like day out of time. So there is no time today. Today is me. There you are.
I hope that my volume works because it's on my phone. So we're just going to hope this. Okay.
It was just when you're moving in, it was like because your heart frequency, the magnetism of your heart knocks out the Bluetoothy stuff. So like even when I'm running and I put my hands up, so I'm like, yeah, bring it to me. And I do that and my heart frequency goes up. It throws my Bluetooth my ear pods out, and or if I turn my head one side, it goes gone on one side. So, you know, when you have a lot of magnetism and heart frequency, then it throws out all of these 5G frequency manipulated machines.
I hear you. I'm with you.
Okay. So today is like a day out of time. There is no time. It's the eternal present. So if you were just as a cosmic being, which is what we're residing within, the Mayan perception, a lot of even the Gnostic, there's so many perceptions here that are, we are in a divine mind. The world is mental, right? This is a mental plane. And so even the mind has at least one day of silence, stillness, presence. And that could be why there's all this glitching and all this other stuff going on, because it's asking us just to be present, to be mindful, your mind to be full of presence today. Give yourself the gift of being, right? And so tomorrow, so there is no kin, there is no nothing for the day, all right? There's no icon, there's no tone. It's just the day out of time, like a Sunday. Do nothing on this day, no work. That's why I was like, this can't be, having certain stipulations around it showing up, because it's just a field, a portal of intention, of guidance. So, right. We really celebrated last night. That was fun. Nadia had me at a poetry thing, which I'd never been to before, which was a lot of fun. And I felt a lot of presence there of divinity.
And quirky. Are we calling you quirky on here, on this channel?
Carrie Ann, quirky, whatever.
Carrie Ann showed up in such a fresh way that they had never seen before, where she didn't write it, she just spoke it in real time, just listening to the cosmic flow coming through her knowing, just flowing and knowing in real time. And it blew people's mind. They were like, I've never seen this before. Like, we've never had this. And then she even inspired someone else, who's one of my dear artist friends. She, my friend Zen, she was like, there's no way I could do that. And Quirky invited her up there. And she's like, we're going to do a flow jam together. And they just flowed in this improvisational poetry, pure cosmic flow. And then someone came up to you after, like, and said it so poignantly. She said, you're so connected to infinite, the infinite well. How did she word it?
Yeah, she's like, you're just like a wellspring, and like you're just flowing like a wellspring, like of divine like connection. And it was beautiful. And I was like, well, that's a wonderful way to put it.
She felt it.
She's like, yeah, because I was like, she's like, where do you get this from? I was like, well, I have kids. She's like, no, there's so many people that have kids. Like, it's okay, fine, true, valid. I'm a good mom. She's like, no, there's lots of good moms too. And I'm like, okay. She's like, it's something in you. And I'm like, yes, it is. She's like, well, it's from when you were a kid. I'm like, no, definitely not when I was a kid. So it was like an expansive, like, it was like she was trying to figure me out, and at the same time trying to give me a compliment. But at the same time, I'm like, I am the Carrie doesn't exist. There is no taking credit for what comes through, because I'm a conduit. Like, it's the divine, like, flowing through, and as much as the ego aspects of me would love to be like, yeah, it's me, yeah, I'm special, I'm cool. And it's not. It's not. It's just a presence. And now there's an aspect to that where, obviously we have to clear our vessel out of the ego. We have to dissolve the ego, right? And so it kind of brings life into like this mundaneness, because you're not constantly in the self-centeredness of celebration all the time, and taking everything like that you accomplish so personal, which can be deflated. It's a paradoxical energy to be in. Like, there's a humility to it, but there's also a deep piece of like, I'm grateful I get to be the conduit for a lot of these messages. I get to be a conduit for inspiration. I get to be a conduit for higher consciousness to flow through. I get to be all of these things, but it's not me. It's just divinity. And I feel like that is such a key to understanding our purpose here, is to be conduits for divinity. We are human, yes, and divine in this at the same time. And our divinity, our human, doesn't take away from our divinity. It actually increases our divinity. But it's also to understand that no matter what you do, it is the divine doing it through you, for you, to dissolve your sense of you.
I'm seeing this beautiful visual of a dragon without skin. It's like this dragon is like so cosmically vibrant, and there's so much infinite light, and it's just like flowing so freely, and then the skin on it gets to kind of harness itself around the infinite light rather than take credit for the skin that's doing all that beautiful expression. It's like the skin is recognizing that all of its animation actually comes from the light that it's holding. And that's exactly how I've learned to do art, like to paint. It's like I'm harnessing this wild cosmic energy, and I'm harnessing it with, well, for me, it's technique, but not everyone needs that. It's just everyone finds their way of harnessing that they want to hold and harness and follow the flow, the divine flow of life.
Mm-hmm.
That is pure divine. And then there's so many ways that we get tripped up with that.
That's when our ego comes in. It's like,
Yeah.
It is really the sense of separation that comes in and tries to steal the show. And again, that's what our dissolution is. Like, that's what the path of healing is about. Like, everybody thinks it's their trauma. Your trauma is a accumulation of all of your ancestors' egos and their ego decisions that got in the way of divinity, that blocked divinity from flowing through them. So it's like having, like, just think of a kitchen with a bunch of clogged sinks, and like you've got this Drano snake going through, and it's like popping up, and you're just like, whammy pop up, whammy pop up, and you got all these snakes in the Drano lines trying to get the gunk out of there, and you're like pouring all of this baking soda and vinegar and lemon and trying to bubble all of the gunk off the sides to clean all the pipes of the drains out. I don't know where that vision's coming from, but and so that's what these wounds are. And then on an individual level, and then we see that collectively, right, with the mass psyche, and how the impressions of the psyche, or the depressions of the psyche, have shown up, in a projected way, because we project our reality, which has caused the unease in the collective, or the dis-ease. And since we are just light frequency made manifest, right, made in the third dimensional expression, or actually fourth dimensional expression, we're not just 3D, we're 4D. We have feelings, which makes us a fourth dimensional expression. Which, how we show up is, again, with the collective, it's in this, with the frequency. And that's why they have the frequency war, or the modulations with the 5D, and not 5D, with the 5G, D and G. With the 5G is to continue to keep the dissonance, and why they set the music off. It creates dissonance, and why they press certain belief systems into the collective through all the Abrahamic religions, is to create sense of separation. My religion, your religion, the religion, whatever. They keep separation from divinity because they want to place an entity outside of themselves as God, when God is all. It's all encompassing. And so that keeps a dis-ease, that keeps a disharmony, and that keeps people from connecting to the infinite wellspring of divinity within them. Because if you have something like it's like a cap on a well, you know, a lid on a well. If you've got somebody standing on that wellspring claiming it's them, that's there. You can't get into the well. It's my well. Then how the fuck are you going to get into the wellspring? Oh, I got to bow down and pray to this person. Please give me some of your water increments, please. My family really needs your water. I need to survive today. Can I get some of your water? You know, it's like that's what all these religions and all of these stipulations and disharmonies do. They put that well cap on your wellspring of divinity. So it's while we move through our healing, individual healing, it's taking that cap off. And the more that you dissolve these not truths, these invisible, the fears or belief systems or limitations, the more access to that water that you have.
That's such a beautiful, I love that metaphor that you just used. When you say not truths, and you're saying the not truths of the emotional realm, can you speak into that? Because I think that'd be really helpful to recognize how the emotions they feel real, but they are actually a non-truth.
Well, they're a perceived truth. You know what I mean? It's a subjective truth, which doesn't make it an overall, like doesn't make it a universal truth. It's subjective to the person's perception and where they're standing at and the level of their awareness that they have, or a level of awareness. Because that's all this is it's like we're here to gain self-awareness, to become aware of the self, and just to see how silly the identity of the self is. That leads to understanding that there really is no self unless we've created it. That's part of the imagination. You've created that, except for other people have taken their Crayolas and created you too. You know, and you're like, I don't like my hair to be curly. I want it to be straight. Why'd you do that? Why'd you color on my paper? You know? And so that's like truths. That's what it is. It's like somebody else, again, taking your paper that you're coloring on, that you're drawing, and then them drawing their idea. And then that's the subjective truth. But not a universal truth. Universal truth goes that there's no paper, there's no drawing. That's all part of your imagination. Because God's actually just moving through everybody. So you're not gonna really get any further than God. Like, I know people have this idea of free will, and your free will is what is the capstone, you know. But you're not going to get any further than what God has programmed you to be. You can get less by choosing your free will and going in the opposite direction. Not to say that God hasn't opened up the floodgates, or the divine hasn't coded you to access the entirety of divinity. Absolutely. But with our free will, or the will to use our imagination to create the reality that we choose, as like to be a co-creator, you have God's path, and then you have, or the designed path that God has created that you've been imprinted with, and then you have your free will to go about and create it however you want. It's like, well, I want to be like that guy. I want to be rich. I want to be famous. I want to be this, that, and the other. It's like, well, that's not what I hadn't planned for you, but you can do that. Go ahead. And then you won't get as far as what God has created for you. That's a better way to explain that.
So we can dampen or tamper with the divine plan that was our design. Like, that's free will, is that we're able to tamper with that, or we could learn to get in alignment with that design. So how do you, I guess what I want to be doing is just asking you questions. So how do you,
we're supposed to be just whatever. I mean, okay.
It is what it is. I think that this is a really like, I think this is actually what we're wanting to share today. So I just want to get the like picture down of what we're even talking about with the highest timeline. So what is some, and I can share some of mine, but what are some practices that you use in order to align yourself with the divine design rather than get your ego all up in it? How, first of all, how do you recognize when you're in ego versus divine design?
Impatience. My impatience flares up. I want it now, yesterday. I want it yesterday. So when my inner child has temper tantrums, like I have kids, so it's easy for me to recognize when I'm having my own temper tantrums, you know, and you're suffering these great teachings from the Buddha, you know, from the Christian teachings as well. But your suffering is what brings you grace, because it's breaking, like it's breaking you of your temper tantrums, of your ego, of your desire nature to have it your way. Well, I'm going to do it my way. The collective narcissist, the Yahweh, Yeshua, Jehovah, God, who is the narcissist, who is the tyrannical, this is my creation. It's the ego, essentially, of the cosmic being. Like, I created this, you know, this is the way it's going to be. I'm God. You know, when we see this playing out in on large scale. And so we're being broken of that, the narcissist or the false creator, or the wants to be God, but is not, but is God, but is not. You understand? And so the divine, the way that I recognize whenever my personality, okay, or my construct is in the way, is whenever I'm having temper tantrums, or when things aren't going my way, and then I try to force things to go my way. I come from an emotionally reactive place, and you've seen me come from that place quite a few times. I've gone running over to your house, like, why isn't it working out? Blah, blah, blah. You know, having these emotional breakdowns because I'm not wanting to sit in my suffering, because it's super uncomfortable to sit in suffering. It's like sitting on a bunch of hot coals, knowing that your ass is burning and you're going to have to, you know, have ointments on it and all these other things, but you have to sit in it. And I'm like, fuck that. I don't have to sit in nothing. And get up and I try to, you know, arrange things to go my way. And then, but I have such a strong higher like spirit that guides me, sits my ass back down. And I will continue to experience those cycles every 3 months. It was every, like, he's in there playing Interstellar. Can you hear him on the piano?
No, but I love that he's doing that.
Yeah. So that's what shows up for me. It's like I can see myself in temper tantrums, or impatience is another word to say that, right? What do I do? Well, I mean, I would fight it. I would act in my ego, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to embrace your story. Like, it's okay to get up and have your temper tantrums. It's okay to try to change your direction, because in that, then when you can come into self-reflection, like to become more self-aware of why these cycles are showing up for you, it's like, because you're just not sitting there. If you would just sit there and let it burn, then eventually it would stop burning and it wouldn't show up anymore. But the more that you get up and try to change, it's like, okay, fine, I'm going to do it again. That's it. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again and do it again until you just sit there in the fire and you go, fine, I surrender. I'm going to sit in the fire. It's really uncomfortable. I don't like this. Oh, good. You're not supposed to like it. And then that's when grace descends and says, okay, that cycle's done. That's cleared.
I'm thinking about how I put on, when I was on Hinge 2 years ago, I put in my profile, must be willing to go through ego death. That's what I said on my dating profile online.
They probably thought you were talking about mushrooms and having a good time.
Yeah. But I'm like, no, it says in my profile, this is what I need. Like, I'm not I'm not going through this lifetime any differently. Like, we are gonna be burning this shit up. Another metaphor that came through while you were talking was, I like to say that I'm light as a Rubik's Cube. So anytime I need to like shift a timeline, kind of like one of my goals is to stay light on my feet. The hard part is when we get attachments. You've got kids. That's like
Yeah.
a massive, massive attachment. I haven't gone through that portal yet, so I don't know. I can't even really know what that's like or speak to that. But I know with my niece and nephew, like I feel that attachment there. And then the other attachments are relationships with my family, with my partner, with my friends, with just loved ones in my life. So those are the only time when this Rubik's Cube like doesn't want to turn easily. It's like, no, I can't because of these attachments. So how do you handle that when there's just like such a strong, powerful attachment, like children, like having children? How are you going to burn?
They're not mine. Nothing's mine. And I think, I mean, it's not, I think it's over the years. So yeah, so well, I won't say her name, but Aurora Luminary said that on the Mayan calendar, it says today is a white overtone mirror, reflects endlessness and order. So I love that. I love that. It's actually not in the almanac at all. It does not say that at all. So I thank you so much for adding to that. And there's nothing that's written in the calendar for the last day because it's, yeah, so maybe suggest that. Anyways, but thank you for that because it kind of reflects what we're doing. We're talking about the ends of this and the bringing things into order, literally what we were talking. It's so aligned to what I brought through in yesterday's Patreon too, about like everything that's unfolding. So with attachments, so let's get clear on what an attachment is. It's a clinging. There's nothing wrong with loving, with holding, embracing, and like the people in our life. There's nothing wrong with that. What it's talking about is a clinging, means I cannot live without, means I must grab on and take with me. I have a hard time letting it go. Like some people, a lot of people, so many people in that mentality where we're ascending. Are my children going to ascend? Are they going to make it? That's a clinging. That's a clinging. But through my own journey is not in just this life. Your journey is not in just this life, right? Hopefully you know that. It's a many lifetimes that have gotten you to this point. So when you have your spiritual awakening, your Kundalini awakening, you have cellular memory that comes back online. And as you clear the distortions of belief systems, more of that clinging goes away. It's layers of it just kind of peel off as you move out of codependency, as you move out of I am material, as you move out of these limiting mental belief systems that you're the flesh, that you're the human. You're actually spirit in a temple, okay, having a sensual experience. And the more that you lean into that you're an eternal essence, a fluorescence, right, of Gaia. You're a flower, you're an essence of Gaia, right? When you lean more into that, then the clingingness lets go. Like my daughter, my son, my children, right? I know that I'm just the portal they birth through. I'm not their creator. I'm not their ultimate mother, father. I am a guardian. Like I have an angelic guardian over me, right? But I'm their physical guardian. And I can't save them from everything as a parent, maybe not as a new parent, but as a seasoned parent. You learn that you can't protect your child from everything. You can't sit there in every classroom and punk out every bully that fucks with your kid. Okay. You can't be there and make sure they don't trip over their own shoestrings when they're riding their bike and slice their freaking toe in half. You can't be there for everything. You can't protect your child from life. But what you can do is guide them through it. And so that as a parent, you do get these lessons in lessening the clinging, or you become the hyper vigilant helicopter parent. Like, I can stop everything. I can do everything. Blah, 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 blah. And that's the super clingy. That's the super clingy one. Right. And so that's whenever life gives that parent a lot of lessons through their children. That's whenever their children repel them, because God's source is trying to give them the lesson. The more that you cling, the more that it runs. Right? It's like your manifestation. The more that you think about it, the further away you push it, because you're not just allowing it to be. The law of assumption. It is already because you said it is. You wanted it. The universe says, okay. And it creates it. But the more you focus on it, I'm creating it, or you're fucking vision boarding it constantly. I'm looking at my vision board. I'm bringing in my vision board today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're going to push it away. And that's why it takes 10 years for it to manifest, because you're putting too much energy into it. It's like, put it out there, let it go. When the time's right, the universe brings it in flow.
Some people experience that as being punished, like feeling punished by the universe.
But then that's their limitation.
Yeah.
Is their lack of awareness. So it's a clinging. So it's not about attachment. It's a clinging. So it's a word.
It's like
it's a codependency too. Sorry, go ahead.
Codependency is that manipulation energy, manipulating things in order to feel good and safe.
Yeah. Not feeling safe by just with having yourself in spirit.
Yes.
Needing to have another. Right.
So I was going to say, I'm just posting the link to Facebook because I forgot to do that. But I was going to say that it's almost like if we don't, I mean, for me, this is true for me. If I don't know this big picture of really what's going on, I'm just living in constant suffering because there's so much challenge and there's so much Maya. The mind is trying to control all the freaking time. Is that the calendar?
Yeah, but yeah, she said it's at the bottom of the wall calendar page. Oh yeah, it does say at the very, very bottom. You're right. July 25th, day at a time, white overtone mirror.
Oh,
okay.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you.
Reflects endlessness and order.
I want to know what the glyph is. If I can figure out what the white overtone. Okay, it's the angel. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I just read what she was writing about it. I'm going to look for the glyph real quick, and then I can pull up the Mayan, and then we can read about the.
Yeah.
We can read about it. But continue. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stop your flow.
I asked you a question. You didn't interrupt me.
Oh.
I was just saying it seems to me that unless we have that understanding of the bigger picture that God is calling us forward into, the true God, our true divine source, then we're living in constant suffering. So for me, like either we're living in suffering or coping mechanisms, or we're living in the truth of what's actually going on. And that's the timeline I've chosen.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the whole thing, is because we're living in a genetic script. We're cells in a greater self. So we're in the cosmic script. This is why it's called the divine Leela, or the divine play, or the cosmic drama, whatever folklore you want to tune in, tap into, Greek or Hindu or Mayan or whatever, the divine play. And the divine is playing itself, because like us, we're coming out of our narcissism. We're coming out of our ego, right? We're taking accountability, and we're dropping the old identity, the individuated self, the one that was like, this is my way, I got it, I'm God, I'm creating what I want, that, the child. Like, not like we lose our child essence, but we're letting go of the temper tantrum. I want it, the spoiled child, right? Willy Wonka, like, I want it, daddy. That one.
I want a golden goose, and I want it now, daddy.
Faruka, right? Yeah. Yes. And we're dropping that, and we're stepping into our, what you would consider like higher self, right? Which is your fully actualized adult, mature, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally mature adult who still embraces the child-esque ways and plays and imagination, but completely understands like boundaries and, other people's experience and courtesy and, a good adult. You know what I mean? But on a large scale, but so we are the cells, we're in the cells of a cosmic being. And so this cosmic being, like, just like you can look back at your old self and go, I'm not that anymore, but I was that. But they know that part of me, those attributes are no longer functioning in myself.
Yeah.
Not to say that, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's that junk. I feel like that's junk DNA. It's like that. I used it. We're good. Used it, abused it. Would you say, okay, what would you call that? Like previous corpse versions?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's just your old self. And like your cells, they rejuvenate every like 7 years or whatever. That's the common theme about it. You get new cells every 7 years. And you're totally rejuvenated in 7 years. And so you can look back at yourself 7 years ago and you're not that same. Hopefully you're not that same person, right? Some people are, right? Some people don't grow. And that's because they have the free will to do whatever it is to distract them from, reflecting, and they stay in the sense of narcissism. Anyways, the collective is in a cosmic script. And the cosmic being, we call this planet Gaia, okay, the heart chakra. She is evolving beyond her demiurge, beyond her Yahweh, Jehovah, Jeshua, and she's beyond her ego. And the cells that are holding the ego, they will disappear. Just like the aspects of you are no longer a part of you. They're just in a picture. And you're like, oh, God damn, I remember that party. I'm so glad I'm not that way anymore. You know what I mean? And so those cells die off. They will just die off. We call this a bardo. However the fuck it shows up for them, they die off. And the cells that have evolved and have become embraced in their divinity and, have taken the time to self-reflect, they're moving into the higher self expression of Gaia, which is what we're referring to as 5D, right? And which is a fifth dimensional expression. Whereas right now we're in a fourth dimensional expression, the heart, which is the anagram for earth. And when the heart opens, it floods, right? When you fall in love, and you're just like, oh my God, it's so amazing. You're in bliss, right? You're in a bliss state, a bliss body and ecstasy. And this, when the heart floods collectively, this is the collective enlightenment. This is, what we see is going supernova. And this is where all of the magnetism is unlocked, right? Because when you're in love, you're just attracting synchronicity, and it's like everything. You're waking up like it's a brand new day, it's a new dawn. You're like, no matter what the fuck has gone wrong, you stubbed your toe, you ran into you're parking your car out, like reversing your car, and you've got this music on, you're all in Twitter pated love and shit, and you still hit a pole and you're like, fuck it, I've got insurance, no problem. You know, nothing in the world could stop you when you're in love. Not a fucking thing. Your heart is just like, shazam. Okay. And at least that's how I've experienced it when I've fallen in love, because, you know, it feels so good. But this collective like flooding of the heart is, you know, this is fluorescence. This is the flowering. This is the magnetism of the heart, or of earth. Earth is an electromagnetic field. And so this is like the magnetism of the heart just erupting. And just think of all of the electromagnetic fields like in fullness, full radiance, right? All the cells, which is what the fuck we are, right? Operating like all the cells in your body, right? Everybody ever heard about Kangen water and how it hydrates your cells, and they start spinning, and because they're really hydrated, and your body has no more disease, and it's just like it's healed. So all of us are those cells, the water droplets, essentially, right? And anyways, fission and fusion of light and water and sound harmonics, right? And so we're just radiating with this light. And that's us being supernova and being magnetic. And then we draw in, ooh, you know, because everything timeline exists at all times. And we draw in the fifth dimension, which is the Buddhic plane, your throat chakra, the next plane above the heart. And so we go through a sublimation process, which is where you dissolve the ego. This is where the masculine bows to the feminine. The logic of the solar plexus, the individuated self, bows in honor to the feminine, the heart, the way of the heart. And she's like, I got you, boo. Come here. I'll take you in. And then they coalesce. They come together. Whoop, 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 whoop. They make whoopee. All right. And that love, that tantric love, the masculine and the feminine coming together as one, it creates the third. It creates the trinity. It blooms the throat chakra, or the Buddhic plane. And so we are the eyes, the ears. We are the consciousness of Gaia. And so by us bowing to I'm not the ego, I surrender that into the heart of divinity, of earth. I surrender to earth, Gaia. I surrender to your heart. I surrender to nature, to my nature as a divine being. And I open to flow, right, with her. And so that masculine, which is what we are, because we're the manifestation, which is the electric expression of the creation. This is what the sun is so important about, because the sun is the emanation of the light, which is what we are. That's why everybody says, well, we're the sun. Yeah, we are the sun. We are the sun. That is us. But we're manifested here. And so when we bow into the heart field and we make love to that or embrace it, then we open up to the fifth dimension, the Buddhic plane, which is a resonant field. It's a field that will project into our hologram. And then that begins the celestial evolution, where we're no longer evolving the mind, which is the lower man, or the solar plexus, or Mars, your individuated sense of self, and we step into the I am. And then that's where we're no longer a human, we're a celestial or angelic human, meaning that we've merged heaven and earth, and in that divine expression. And then we become part of what people like to call the galactic citizenship or cosmic citizenship, right? We're going to become cosmic citizens. Well, that's what the age of Aquarius is. We're one, unity, consciousness. Yes, because we've dissolved the ego as a collective, which is what we are. All representing is the ego of the plane, or Gaia. And once we realize that she's our ultimate, our God, our creator, that's where we come from. That's who we are, our body. once we stop trying to disassociate from our body by doing drugs and all these other fucking things, and we tune back in to our body, our individual body, and the earth, and we recognize our inherent oneness with all the plants, all the animals, all the minerals of the kingdom, you know, and we and the light, which is the mind, manas, mind, manu, you know, the mind, then when we merge with all of that and we understand that inherent oneness with nature, that we are nature, we are the mind of nature, we are the fourth element, right? Then that's whenever we go through that transmutation, transfiguration within our Merkabas. Our Merkaba changes.
So that's the big picture.
That's where we're at. It's not really the big, I mean, it is the big picture, yes, but that's where we're at. Like, we're at the time where you're seeing it play out right now, because this is the year, we're coming into the year of the blue rhythmic storm, right? It's calm before the storm. It's calm before the storm. And so what happens in the storm of your life? You've already gone through it. I just finished it up, right? It's hell breaks loose, right? And it pushes you into the deepest surrender of your life. And then that's where you find God. Good old divine.
I love that. I've never heard you say that before.
No. So it's where we find God. And we're in the storm, or the storm is upon us. And the beings that are, it's either shit or get off the pot at this point. And there are beings like myself that have already come into that divinity. There's more beings than just me, like yourself, that have come into that divinity, into that oneness, that knowing, regardless of where you think you're at on some fucking hierarchical expression of the divinity. As long as you're aware that there is more than you, but it's not some man that popped out of a vagina from any Abrahamic religion, okay, that it is God's source creation, okay? It's not from these scripts or anything like that. Once you're in that awareness that there is something more we call God, but it's not that it's outside of me, it's within me. When you're in that field, then you're in that field of magic, where the divine starts to manifest with ease and effortlessness in your life. But the storm is for the people that are still like, I call in this, I call in that. My Lord, my Savior, my God is going to condemn you. Na, 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 na. All that. Then that's the people that are going to go through the fucking storm. Because they need to actually find good old divine. They need to allow God in their life. They need to be humbled. They need to be smacked down. And if they don't, in that process, if they don't, then they'll just dissipate. So we're in that time frame where it is the sublimation, where the beings that have already gone through this process are now put into positions of leadership, are being put into positions of leadership. They have elevated to the higher timelines. And they will be in places to influence whether the motherfuckers like it or not. Okay, what they think is this, that, or the other. That is going to be their karma, because what you put out, you get back. So if they're out there, people have been out there screaming this, that, or the other, they've created that reality for them. That's what karma is. Whatever you put out, you get back. So if you're out there condemning others with blasphemy, this, that, or the other, and telling some, I'm going to seek my da-da-da-da-da on you and my da-da-da-da-da on you, all that. My God's going to go see you, and my God, then you're literally just creating that. You just put yourself into that. It's just a matter of it coming back around. So those people will go through the storm, and there's the sublimation process, what we call the bifurcation, where the beings that have transcended and moved beyond the ego have gone through the sublimation, and they become the higher consciousness of Gaia. And at a point, which is after the storm, there's a clearing. And then that's where we see all of those cells will have dissipated no matter, but we understand the game. We understand the story of the cells and how it plays out in the body. Or at least I do, and other people do. Not everybody does, but that's the point of, like, you know, leading by example and then being the expressions and stuff like that. Hey. But anyways, the storm is coming and they're going to get hit with the storm. And then that's where they find God, or they don't. And if they don't find good old divine, then that's where they find themselves just dissipating, gone with the wind, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And they will go out however they go out, you know? And the beings that have found divinity will continue to be like running in the higher timelines of that script. It's an output of the cosmic being that we exist within. At least from my perspective, that I've been guided to acknowledge.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. It really helps to see what we're even talking about. Like what is this?
What we're manifesting, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the bigger manifestation? What's the heart expression? The heart expression, not the idealistic desire nature of the ego, but what the heart desires is true peace, is freedom, is sovereignty, right? Not materialism, not greed. We don't give a shit about any of that. We can be peaceful, happy in a field of fucking daisies. You know what I mean? As long as I've got bread and oil and good company, you know, and a fizzy ginger snaps drink here and there, I'm happy, you know, and I'm getting fucked, you know, by somebody that I love. I'm a happy person. I don't need to have a luxurious car and, you know, white fluffy couch with big bougie ass pillows and all this other. I don't give a fuck about that. I just need a stream. I just need to be able to get naked in fresh water with good people and laugh and go pick flowers, whatever the fuck I want to do, whenever the fuck I want to do it. I just want to be in nature, naked in nature and fucking and enjoying the bountifulness that nature provides organically. You know? There she is. But it is, you know, but the people that are desiring to have, again, the materialistic, the greed, the money, they want to have power and control through this, that, or the other, then again, that's the part of the collective that falls. That's the not self. That's why I've been going on tangents about not the not self. It's like, yeah, we're all one. Sure, one body, but your body shits out the things that it doesn't need anymore. When you eat a bean and cheese fucking burrito, your body takes in the nutrients from the bean and cheese burrito and shits out everything else. So we're the nutrients that go and hydrate and put the minerals back into the body, the greater body, and everybody else is the big dookie that we flush the fuck down because we don't need it anymore. We feel lighter, right? I mean, that's a very grotesque way to explain it, but it gets to the point. It's like there's the self and then there's the not self. Who you are as a soul essence and who you used to be in high school. Not the same person. But it exists in you, but it's not you anymore. So we have the not mirrors. So there's people that are the manifestation of the soul expression of Gaia. And then we have people that are the manifestation of the demiurge. The ego. The tyrannical fucking I'm God. Watch what I can do. Those people. The not self. Which they're part of the body, but the body's going to get rid of it. Eventually, the cells are going to rejuvenate. We don't need you no more. Thank you.
It sounds like the victim to sovereign trajectory. like the victim being the stuff that we don't need anymore. When we recognize that we're not under threat, like the victim is only necessary to believe in a threat. So once we recognize that that's actually not what we're doing here, that God's not punishing us, that demiurge is not in punishing mode,
Right.
we let go of that and we can be in the sovereign energy.
Right. Right. And how people get there, I mean, you guys get it. You're artists. Like your art is through paintbrushing, like paintbrushes. And I mean, I do dance too. And the art is how we surrender a lot of the times, or it's how we express ourselves. Like I have an open throat chakra. My expression is through speaking. I'm a channel, if you will, a Gemini rising. So that's my art form. And,
Wait,
you know,
you are muted if you think that you could.
Iris here. Yeah.
Welcome back. Did you
Thank
get
you. She's still not sleeping,
That's
but
okay.
I'm gonna hop in for 5 minutes. So what you were just saying about the not fighting what is happening and not seeing yourself as a victim. This is the exact moment where I'm like, okay, so this is happening. Why is this happening? Why can't I be here fucking on? Like, I really wanted to be on here. And she doesn't sleep. She doesn't sleep. So many times this happened, and I get like in this mode of, how do you say in English? Impatience. Yes. Impatience.
That
Which
was
is my freaking shadow that I have to overcome. So what is happening is that I'm receiving exactly what I need to really go into, okay, everything is happening for me, go into the flow. I will be here when I'm needed. But it's fucking hard. So what I feel right now for me is really happening, because we're shifting timelines here together, is really letting go of the version of me that thinks that there's anything to do, anywhere to arrive, anything to fucking say. I don't need to say or do anything. I'm already there. So we are all already there. The ones that are going with Gaia, Sophia, Aurora, however you want to call it, we are already there. And it's a big lesson for me right now to say, okay, fuck off the whole show. I don't want to do the show anymore. I just want to be me. And as you said, be in nature, dance, do ecstatic dances, drum together, jump naked in the ocean, really connect with each other, heart to heart. Hey, what's happened to you today? Oh my God, like include our shadow selves as well. Include our authentic selves and not pretend to be anything that we're not. So this is my big taking from not being able to be here when I really wanted to be here. So yeah, just wanted to share that because I'm going to see what happens with her.
That's exactly what I was saying. Is you asked earlier, like, how does it show up? Like, and the ego aspect, and what to do. I was like, well, it shows up as temper tantrums. It's impatience, but it's like adult temper tantrums. Right, because you want to show up, but you can't. And so you're having to learn patience and realizing that there's nothing that you need to do, and that you're, yeah, exactly. So exactly how you showed up. And I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I said happens. And we have these.
And I don't want to pretend, I'm fucking pissed right now. I am.
And I honor that. It's so uncomfortable. It's so fucking uncomfortable. Because you have this desire.
Yes, it's so many times that I want to do something when I really want to do something, and then she's like, and she's my biggest teacher. So just breathing, and I'm gonna check up on her to see what happens.
It's really amazing. It's amazing. exact word that Carrie Ann had said. She said impatience, and you're like, my shadow is impatient, like literally called it out right away. So you're totally part of it.
But a parent, like I said, being a parent, it is like that's where we are tested the most. Like your growth is the most whenever you become a parent. You know, wherever your ego is, your child, your children, however, they will bring it out. They will bring it out for you to see. You know, like I had a monster in me. I had monsters in me. My firstborn is usually your you know, it's the practice child. You know, you're practicing to become a parent. And then your second one, it's like, oh, it's, you know, I've got that out of my system, got that out of my system. What's up, baby girl? She's so gosh darn cute.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
She
You don't
wanted
want
to be here.
What did she say?
I don't know.
Oh.
She's speaking her own language.
Hi, Diana.
Yeah.
Wow.
Continue talking. I'm just gonna be here with her listening.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's so
So yeah,
talkative.
she is. So yeah, the parenting is like the place of the most growth. Yeah. And your first child, again, like especially when you're like on your spiritual journey, and then all of a sudden every time somebody's like, oh, I'm pregnant again, and they're like, I'm on my journey and here's my next kid, it's like you just still haven't learned the lesson from your first ones, because you only get more whenever you haven't paid attention to the first few that pop out. You know what I mean? It's all about growth. You're given these children, these souls incarnate for you, through you. They're not yours. They are Gaia's. They are essences of Gaia, and you are the portal they are coming through. But these souls are coming in to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in that hustle mode and you're not connected to your soul, then you'll just keep popping out children. It's like the Mormons and the Catholics having like 14, 16 children and stuff. It's like they didn't take the moment to slow down and get to acknowledge why these children were coming through. You know, or they can say it's like, well, that's just because the husband never pulled out. Well, that's because you never told him to get off of you. You know what I mean? Like you never stood in your sovereignty either.
They have a belief that that God blesses them with children. So it's like,
yeah, God does bless them with children so that you grow up and you learn from those children. But they're not acknowledging the whole full cycle. And again, this is why we have the perpetuation of ignorance on our plane, is because of the Abrahamic religions. A lot of this, you know, and that's again what we're letting go of. The Abrahamic religions represent the demiurge and the ego and the false creator.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And so anyways, with children, as a mother, they teach you to stand up for yourself, because if you have a predator for a spouse or a baby daddy, okay, and they go attack your child, you learn real fucking quick to block and defend. So if you don't, then again, it shows your cowardice. It's showing you your weakness, where you're weak at, where you need to strengthen. If you can't stand up for your own child's safety and security and love and protect them, then you're not doing it for yourself either.
Yeah.
You know, and so your children teach you specifically, like men too, because I'm not going to just sit here and say that it's just women that are having the, you know, because there's women that will just have children and they're monsters. You know, like I said, I had to deal with the monsters that were in me from being raised by a monstrous mother. You know, like my firstborn got firsthand of the pieces of the monster that my mother was to me. And I had to write that within myself. I had to acknowledge that within myself. You know what I mean? I had to have forgiveness and understanding for myself and why I acted in those ways. It did not make it right, but it made me understand that I can choose not to do this anymore. I can choose to pause. And it doesn't mean that I still don't have moments, as I do as a mother that has a 14-year-old, almost 15-year-old daughter. I'm going through puberty with her. And there have already been moments where I've gone in her room and I smack the water off of her desk because I'm like, you're not listening to me. You're not considering me. You know what I mean? I've had these moments and I'm like, oh shit, I did it again. Fuck. You know, and it's like I have to reflect in that. I'm constantly fine-tuning, but that doesn't take away from the divinity that I am. It just means that I'm fine-tuning another level within me.
Yeah.
And this is where that merge of divinity and human, it's not like how it's described as it just fucking happens one day. Yeah, I love Richard Rudd's work. I love his work. But these men that write about being on a mountaintop or a monk in a temple, and it unfolded, and all of the monks that were around me, it's like, did you have a child grabbing onto your arm? Did you have to do the dishes and cook the dinner and do the laundry and pay the fucking bills and, you know, listen to your children talk about their friendship drama problems and worry about the worries of the world? Or were you just sitting in a temple worrying about yourself? So it doesn't happen just in a blink of an eye because you meditated it to it happen. Not in the real world, and not for women. Not for most people.
Yeah, can I say something?
Sure.
It's so important that you talk about that, because what I feel is keeping a lot of people in the new age in a loop is to believe that one day you will wake up and you will be enlightened. Exactly. And then you will be all happy and there will be no more pain or no more hardship anymore. And it's not like that, because especially for those going to 5D is still a dual plane. So it's about really letting your human emotions and all your aspects come up to be transmuted. Yes, you say something now. You're the smartest here, Didi. You're the smartest here. So thank you for bringing that on, because I've been struggling a lot with that, not sharing my voice and not coming out, because I always felt, yes, I needed to be some perfect person, enlightened, and that when I had a hard day, something was wrong with me. So I was always with this belief something is wrong with me and I need to better myself. I need to be better. I need to be better. I need to be better. So and this keeps you in this healing loop. And when I had the realization that just as I am now, I am enough, and this is when I could connect with the future self that is already in Eden, or whatever you want to call it, enlightened or completely fully embodied. Because for me, embodiment or awakening is a step process. So it's not only one awakening that you have, but various. And depending on your decision, there's various timelines that you can experience. And I personally know that I chose certain timelines to go back in consciousness, so to fall back asleep, so that in this timeline I can bring back aspects of me, of the all, of my monad, to come and hop on the mothership and to bring them into the other timeline. So what I feel what I'm doing, and I know that you are too, is it's fucking hot here. Oh my God. We're traveling in time. We're time travelers, and we are connecting with timelines where of other aspects of ourselves, because everything is happening at the same time, to dissolve some nudges and bring as many of us with us. And the rest, as Karian said, I have seen that as well, and it was really hard for me. It was as if parts of me were dying off. They will go, they will implode with this gave me urge, or how you want to call it, interdimensional being that is not it
It's
has
just
not
the
the same
Metatronic.
source that we have as of love.
No, it's not even that. It's like not even that. Like that again. This is the all of the gobbledygook of the fucking new age shit. It's the loss of the esoteric, the Gnostic teachings. It's like even the Gnostics had it wrong. And we could even just go back into the Mayan teachings. So what they did is they took out the 13, they took out the synchronized time, and they put in over the mind, which is the idolization of Ra, the sun, which is why we have a heliocentric fucking astrology instead of a geocentric astrology, the geocentric model. But this is Saturn, it's time. So Saturn is the Metatronic cube, conscious cube over the heart. It's cubing the heart. It's cubing the magnetism instead of it being an infinite flow. It's cubed the magnetism through Saturn's structure, through Father Time. Instead of being timeless, infinite flow, eternal essence, they've made it into a construct, or they've cubed it through the Metatronic. So this is where they have the tropical astrology, or they even have the 12 sign astrology, because this is about Christ, attaining Christhood, which is about attaining individualization of the Godhead. Okay. And this is where we see the Ra worship, or the Babylonian cosmology. Again, it's for the Ra, for the sun worship, instead of understanding of the primordial nature of the black sun, the internal creation, and its timely flow of the 13 cycles with the moon, and then demonizing the moon and saying it's all of this it's wild, it's a whole demonization of the feminine. But that was the whole idea of the birth of the patriarch, or the Yahweh, Jehovah, or the Abrahamic religions. And the Old Testament, tyrannical God was to get rid of the feminine, to demonize the feminine, or the internal creation, and to only idolize external creation, which is the sun, right? So when we get rid of the earth body connection, which the moon has, everything is intrinsically connected to the earth. It is the earth. All of the solar planetary systems are the manifestation of the earth's body, but the earth itself is the heart chakra. It's the center. It's the magnetic monopole. It is the center of the being that we exist within. Just like your heart is the center magnetic field that perpetuates all life within you and all around you. And it's not going to disappear. The sublimation doesn't mean that the earth, that the heart disappears. It merges into the higher plane of the 5D, which is not dualistic. It is unified consciousness. It is the divine. It is the heavenly realms. And so, but the heart, it still creates the magnetism. It's just no longer playing in the dualistic fields of the third and second and first dimension of the lower chakras, of the hell realms.
But you do have, it's not all love and light there. It's like not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is all love and light. Yes, it is.
In the fifth dimension.
Yes, there's no, it's not, a fifth dimension is a acidic state of consciousness. It is the bodhisattva consciousness. It is the consciousness of pure light. So there is no dualistic nature in the consciousness of pure light. It's an understanding of the totality of all. What we're doing is dissolving duality and coming into a unified consciousness. And we when we get to the fifth dimension of consciousness, acidic state of expression, because we're projecting out this, it is unified field. But until we're there, which we're not there, but when the earth goes supernova, which it will, when it has its fluorescence, its blooming, final blooming, when the magnetism escapes from the cube consciousness, or from being cubed, okay, and it has the infinite flow, that's when the kundalini of the cosmic being flows infinitely. All right. And we're no longer locked. Our energy is no longer, our vitality, our chi is no longer trapped and locked into the root of the lower nature. And it severs the tree. Well, actually what happens is the lower chakras get integrated into the higher chakras. And again, this is where we see the expression of the tertiary being, or the what does Richard Rudd call it? The I don't freaking know. It was the Tartarian age. So that would be the three-centered being. And then we become the one-centered being, which is where we're at, is becoming the one-centered being. That's why we had to go into where it says in the Bible that Satan will rule for a short period. And then God takes his chosen ones and moves up to the New Jerusalem, which is Jerusalem is a representation of the universe. Israel is the people, all of the people, not just one here or there, select few or the other. All of humanity is Israel. And so the New Jerusalem is us moving into the divine plane. So a fifth dimension is of mind, and a plane or a realm is the expression, or it's a standing scalar wave, which the mind, fifth dimensional mind, will perceive itself onto. Like we're dealing with a third dimensional mind, and we're projecting it onto a fourth dimensional plane, which is the heart plane. So no, the fifth dimensional mind is a acidic state of consciousness. There is no duality there, because you see through God's eye. You see through the omniscience, the all-seeing eye, and there is no duality in that.
Yes. Maybe I'm not explaining myself well with duality and or love and light. What I mean is that you still live a life where you have experiences that are and you still have emotions, and you still have yes, emotions running through you. Or is it only,
it's only good.
How do you know?
It's only good. It's bliss. We're not there yet. That's why. We're not there yet. Yeah, it's constant bliss. Your brain, so here's the thing. Your chemicals in your brain produce different, your brain will produce different chemicals. You'll have pinealin, you'll have melatonin, you'll have, these will be created in your brain. And so in your bloodstream, they're called the bliss chemicals. So your body will only be creating bliss chemicals. So we're actually healing the trauma to embody the bliss, the higher levels of bliss, which are the higher frequencies of the unbridled atmosphere or energetic fields of the cosmic being. And so, yes, in an instant, this whole realm, this whole dualistic experience of sadness and grief, all that gets purified through the mind. Once the mind is healed, the collective mind, all disease, everything gets healed once the mind is healed. And so until it is, you are, and the collective will be experiencing duality. But that's what this next coming year is about, is the storm. Is for us, we go through the storm. The collective will go through the storm. It's playing out, but other people like myself have already experienced and are experiencing the constant flow of bliss in the body, and you're not experiencing contrast. And for us, it is a trickling in of events. It's trickling in instead of it being all at onceness, because we're living life, not like how the Bodhisattva, how the monks on the mountain were all at once and attained rainbow body instantly. We're having not an instantaneousness. We're having a journey of it. Okay, because that way it allots for all of God's creation the opportunity to catch the fucking wave, to catch the wave. Because our God, our creator, doesn't want to kill all of our kids, but at the same time, it's like a parent saying, look, I know you're on drugs, and I'm not going to give you money. I'm going to go get you food this time. I'm not going to, and then eventually the parent's like, hey, I can't get you, you're going to keep staying on drugs. I'm sorry, I got to cut you off. I love you, and I'm going to pray for you, but you are your own person now. You're 30 years old. I can't keep giving you money. You need to go get a job. You can't perpetuate, the mother will not continue to perpetuate the unhealthy child. It will eventually cut it off and do what's good for it. Because if the child constantly sees that it always has a place to come and crawl to, it's not going to grow the fuck up. And so that's what the mother's doing. Grow the fuck up. But here, I'll give you some food. Here's other people that are doing what I know that you can do. Get on board. Here's their example. They're living the example. And then once the mother is done, then it's gone. And they are out after the storm. And that's next year.
You're the perfect example, Quirky, because you are one of the most loving, pure beings that I know. Because I can feel you. But you talk very firmly. You have often a very serious face. You're often fucking pissed. So that's what I mean by you can be in a bliss state. You can be a loving being. Your heart can be open, but you can still be in your don't fuck with me energy. And that is what is the mother energy. Okay, I love you to death. I love you unconditionally, no matter what you do, but get your fucking shit together. So this kind of energy, right? So, and I think a lot of people mistaken that being in love and a high frequency doesn't mean that you're saying yes to everything and just maintaining your perfect
image.
It's really, yes, image. It's really also what connecting with the moon aspect, with the dark feminine that is in us, with this fierce, bold women. And funnily enough, that you're mentioning the moon, I just recently, like 4 days ago or so, was with the full moon, was watching the moon and realized that in this moment, I changed the program of, because I was also in the program of the moon is evil, don't look at the moon, don't do. And the moment I said, what if this is not true? And it was like boom, boom, boom. And suddenly all this information about the moon priestess and the moon goddess came like flooding in. And I realized that this was an aspect of me that I was rejecting, that I couldn't embody, and I'm now letting it in. So, and I know that a lot of women are going through the same right now, and yes, connecting with the I don't know why the Lilith energy is also coming on very strongly.
Lilith has been coming up. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, me and Carrie were talking about that because like 2 weeks ago or something like that, like Carrie Ann came to my house and then at 2 a.m. she just started channeling something like so strong, the way that we know her to be. And then the next day I was just like in this space of like Lilith power and immense experiencing of shadows and all of it, all fear, all of it. Asking questions like, why do we even need a man? What's a man's purpose in this planet? Like, what are they even here for? I was just really in that place. And then I came home and I saw this dead bunny next to my car as I drove up to my house. And I was just about to have this conversation with my partner and his ex-wife. And like, he was already here at my house and this dead bunny's there. And I just started channeling Lilith, like just, I didn't even recognize myself. It was like, my eyes were so filled up with like, almost like daggers or something. And it put us into this whole next trajectory of our relationship that I call like shock testing the relationship. Like everything that's not true has to break and shatter and fall apart. And I'm not here for a single ounce of, hiding it from myself or anything. Like I was just like in this very potent, also Diana energy. Like I was just imagining myself like shooting arrows, just like one after the next. Yeah. So Lilith is definitely good.
Yeah, also Juana de Arco, like the I don't know how you say it in English, Juana de Arco, the one that with the 14, the angels came to her and said she's gonna save France, and she went to the king and told him the story, and she's literally like saved freaking France. She was 15 and she had like the arrow. She's called Juana de Arco.
Joan of Arc.
Yes. So I feel this empowered, true, bold, loud women, we are becoming more and more of that, because then if a man can keep up with that, if a man is not scared of that part of you,
Yeah.
then yes. But
Yeah.
all the rest, you can fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't need you.
Actually,
Like, either you can cope with this, or I don't need you.
that's what I actually said to him that started the whole conversation. I was like, if you're not here to serve the matriarchy, then get the fuck out of the way. And that just started like
Yeah, but we do, I think we do need a man. I believe we do need a man.
Ground us. Oh, fuck yeah, we do, to ground us in, but we don't need a bitch.
Yeah,
We need a man.
Exactly. And I
not a whimsical, like, that's what I mean. Like, not, I'm sorry.
No, don't, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Not like the whimsical, flimsy, I'm in my divine feminine. Like, no, 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 no. That is not feminine. That is a maiden. A divine feminine is strong. You need to be strong. If you can withstand my fury, my storm, you're a man. Otherwise,
Exactly.
you're a bitch.
Yeah. We don't respect that.
I got tampons that I can put in me. I don't need to put you in me.
There's better things than tampons, huh?
Yeah, well, I haven't been putting anything in me lately. Just tampons.
You use tampons?
Yeah.
Really?
I do.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried the cup?
Fuck the cup.
You don't like it? I love
No,
the cup.
it made my vagina smell like fish. No matter how much I boiled it, I tried 3 different kinds. The silicone wouldn't work. It was always bad. I was like, fuck that. I was going back to a cotton tampon.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I've tried a lot of them, and until I found one which is amazing. But also, this is information that came through while I was watching the moon, that we also remembering, for example, as the priestesses that we are, and in power of our sexual energy and knowing how to work with it, even without touching, like really stepping into this kind of thing, that we have, I'm starting to connect back with the ability to work with my muscles, to hold the blood and release it whenever I want to. So how a lot of ancient cultures used to do it. So this is how normally our body's designed to do it. Just we have never been told this. So this information disconnected. So and we're connecting back with a lot of information on yes, reconnecting with our body. This is what I feel is also the really reconnecting with the information and the cells in our body, and how we can move with the hormones, our states of consciousness, and influence others as well through our hormones, which is the activation of our sexual energy. So yeah, really, really interesting.
Does she have homeopathy right there? Is that homeopathy that she's got?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she loves it. She's teething, so I use homeopathy to help her go through it.
It's super relevant because your hormones don't actually come back into balance until 2 years after giving birth. So it's very symbolic that that's something that you're recognizing in your reality. And then here she is holding like the homeopathic, like I can't remember what the brand's called. I have like a few of them at the house too. But again, like you're recognizing, because we're all living like this symbiosis. You know what I mean? Like, we are Earth, and she isn't just having one function. Like, her brain is having its own functions. Her heart is having her own functions. Her spleen is the intuition. Her kidneys are holding the anger. Her liver is purifying all the toxicity. So each one of her organs and the cells that are connected to that are running a certain storyline. They're having a certain, I just said it, storyline playing out, right? And so, whereas what I am a cell, what I'm playing in is the higher mind, right? I'm seeing the omniscience. I'm seeing this bigger picture of things unfolding. And that's where I've elevated my cell expression from the anger and the toxicity from the liver, and I've moved and transformed my cellular expression of self into the higher mind, you know, and like and here you are in the hormones, right? Because you just gave birth, right? So you're in the womb space, and then you're in creation, and you're in the womb space, Nadia. You're in this relationship, and you're in like divine creation, and you're also in the heart space with the relationship, and you're in the heart space with your child, whereas I am also experiencing like the higher mind experience, but I'm also experiencing like detachment from like, you know, like the anger and living out like a false like illusion of what love is, right? So I love how we are all playing like these multifaceted stories within the greater body. And like I feel it's so relevant to bring that to you know, in this conversation, because it's never just one part that's playing. We're playing in so many different realms, right, of the divine expression. What else did I want to say? Oh, yeah. So as far as the Mayan is the feminine, and the Mayans just disappeared. They ascended all at one time, and then like that's what we're doing. Like we're coming here in this day at a time, and we're ascending. We're opening this portal for people to step into, and we're really setting this energy into the collective, right? That has been such a theme. Like even, you know, Georgia with Star Nectar Astrology, she sent me some, and then Jackson found this. We were at Emerson, and he found this just the other day. Perfect. We're at Emerson Point where I'm moving. Yeah, right. But when do you ever find a perfect one? You got to buy those things normally, right? Or go into like snorkeling in the bottom of the ocean. This was on the shore. But again, and then Georgia sends me these little ones that are from France. And you were just talking about France. I can't remember what you were saying about. Oh yeah, Joan of Arc. Right. And she said, and then this yellow. And then we're wearing black, yellow, and red, which is like, I can't remember which. I think I want to say either Italian or I think Mexican has yellow, green in it, whatever. But I know it has to do with Italy and like Mayan and like.
Oh no, not Italy. No, Italy is white, red, and green. I'm wearing green.
You're wearing yellow.
This is green. It looks yellow.
The shirt is 1000% yellow.
I see also yellow.
Well, it's actually green, so just picking it up as yellow.
I'll show you.
So is it green?
When you're here next time, I'm going to show you. It's literally like lettuce. It's the color of lettuce.
Yeah, it's like lemon green.
It's lemon.
You're going to see when you're here. I'm going to
Let's agree to disagree.
I'm the only one that actually is seeing it. This is such a great metaphor. Not yellow.
It is yellow. It's yellow.
This is a great metaphor. It's the perceptive differences between our stances. From where I'm standing, it's green. From where you're standing, it's yellow.
I'm still with her on agree to disagree. I'm on agree to disagree.
We're going to make a announcement when you're here next time and you see that it's green. You're okay.
So what I wanted to share on this day, toma, Giri, déjame un momento.
Magic is afoot. So I
wanted to share something because of the contrast. Toma. Mira, toma. You know, I've been blowing the concha for many years now, since I was in Mexico, where the concha came to me. And for the Mayas and a lot of ancient cultures, the concha was one of the first instruments where they used to talk to each other or say when something's happening. And it was really funny because the first time I blew the concha, Diana started crying hysterically. She really was like, got almost a heart attack, right? So I was wondering why is that happening, and then I had a memory of Atlantis, where when everything was going to shit, like everyone was blowing their conchas, you know? So
God, I feel
I'm
that.
looking to open up spaces, and 3 or 4 days ago, for the first, and also this is used to call in the tribe. So it's a calling. You're calling the others to step up, to elevate their frequency, to listen to what they're being called to do. And I'm blowing and blowing and blowing, calling in my tribe, and it's starting to happen. But 4 days ago, I received an answer. Somebody blew the concha, and I received an answer, and it was like, wow, the call was answered. The call was answered. And what I'm experiencing now is there's really a lot of us are coming together now in synergy and starting to share our different perspectives and views, because every one of us has a certain perspective that will allow another person to resonate with us and step into their own knowledge and own truth. So I'm gonna go and try and make her sleep again, but I would really like to blow the concha if you agree.
Please.
Before I
Maybe.
go,
Yes.
it's also a very strong cleansing and activation of memories. So I'm gonna go with it. I hope she doesn't. Didi, voy a soplar la concha, ¿vale? Cuidado.
Thank you.
And I'm trying to make her sleep now. Maybe I'll come back later. Love you.
It should make me cry.
Oh, wow. You remember?
Mhm.
A concha is waiting for both of you, by the way, when we see each other.
Oh my gosh. We might find soda and blow them for you.
Yeah, literally the beach is
together,
over here.
blow them together. So I'm gonna try and make her sleep. See you
Thank
later.
you. Thank you for calling in our highest timeline and the tribe.
Yes. Thank you. I like the way she calls it a concha, because it's called coquina over here. It's Coquina Beach.
Mm-hmm.
You live right on that.
In Hindu, we call it Shankara. Kata.
I was not expecting that to bring tears, but it did.
What did that bring up for you?
I don't know. Just a feeling of heart. My whole heart just opened up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I remember. I had a vision. But we all have that connection. Like East HeArtist has been coming up, the Island of Women. Like that's where we ascended from, you know? Like Mayan wasn't just over in fucking Peru and shit. Like Mayan was the religion. It was like what we consider the Christ conscious, is the way of the woman, the way of the cosmic mother, the way of the life, the turtle.
Yeah.
And like we were all over, you know, Atlantis was the United States, South America, North America. It was all this land that was all once Pangean, Pangaean. And when Atlantis broke, the heart broke open. You know, that's whenever Pangea, Pangaea, the all one, became multiple pieces. The heart broke to pieces and all the lands opened. And like we're right here on the Gulf, you know, at least Nadia and I are. And this is where the heart, you know, the center, the waters around here, like Havana. Oh, my heart is in Havana. Like these waters here are the sacred waters of the heart. And we're again, like, this conversation today is, we're setting this intention of coming into completion, the heart coming into the healing, the heart healing, the fully restored heart, but not in a sense where, it's made whole through the blood, sweat, and tears of our devotion, our gold, which is, the sun is the representation of gold. And that the sealing of the heart is like, it's not that the heart was broken and shattered into all these pieces, but it was brought back together through the loving of the self, through many, many, many incarnations, many lifetimes. But again, it's sealing it with the light of the sun, or the gold, which makes it the heart healed, but not in a naive way, but in a, I see all of the pieces. I see what has broken you, and I see how strong you are. I see how committed you are to the spirit of love, to the devotion of love, right? And that's what we have done by attaining the Christhood, not because of a devotional practice to one religion or another, but to our devotion to our faith in the mother, in love, in what love is, in all of the vastness of what love is. Love isn't just love, light, and clueless and naivety. Love is putting yourself through fires. It's so many expressions of love, right? And so today, with what Tasia told us about what today was, she said it was at the bottom. Okay, so the day at a time is the white overtone mirror, and that is the Mayan symbol of Esh, which is IX, or it's the angel glyph, the glyph. Okay,
And
angel
also,
glyph.
sky outside just turned into a white mirror, like this, the whole clouds and everything parted, and it's literally just white outside my sky right now. Like, I see that you going on behind you, but I've got like white sky.
If I open these up, you would see it, but it would cast out. You wouldn't be able to see me. So that's why I have
it looks like it's sunny by your side of town.
It is.
Yeah, my side looks like I'm inside of a fog right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty sunny outside. And then Marjorie wrote in here, and she said, my husband literally just texted me that he just landed, spending a week in Havana.
That's so wild. And my friend just texted me a picture of her conch shell. She's listening, and she's texted me a picture of her concha.
This is so crazy. Like, I mean, I love the synchronicities in this. So the Esh, or the angel here, is the jaguar heart. It's integrity, heart knowing, alignment with the divine will, which is where in the Gene Keys, where Lilith is located. She's in Gene Key 40, which is the city of divine will. And Lilith is the expression of the dark, well, we say it's dark feminine, but it's the black sun that's at the center of creation, where Adam casted Lilith to here because she wouldn't serve Adam. But the thing is Adam is a representation of what we could consider particle or elements on the periodic table of elements. And elements need other elements. So that's why he had to have Eve from his rib, from the DNA. So we needed duality, essentially. Adam and Eve are representation of duality. And Lilith doesn't need duality because she's a noble gas. She stands alone, and those noble gases, or inert gases, on the periodic table of elements are what make up the atmosphere. The 98% of the atmosphere is plasma, and these noble gases, inert gases, don't need other gases to sustain themselves, whereas elements on the periodic table of elements need other elements to become whole. And so this is where we see having fractalized experiences with other people, particles intertwining with other particles, okay, to become whole, right? Until you become whole within yourself, or you become a noble gas, and you no longer need that. So I don't know if you can follow that train of thought, but I mean, this is the kind of way that my brain works.
What's an example of a noble gas?
Cobalt or neon. It's the quickest one is to think of as neon. Your neon lights all in Vegas.
Helium, radon,
Yeah.
krypton, argon, xenon.
Argon.
And
so argon is what they used in your old classrooms. How they had the lights that were like the long tube lights. They were full of argon. And when argon gets activated by ultraviolet light, then it with argon gas, then it lights up. So our sun is plasma, which emits an UV light. That's why our sun's UV protected. No, motherfucker, it's not. It's making it worse. It's having a chemical reaction, and that's what's giving you cancer. But anyways, I'm not a doctor. What I'm just saying is all here for entertainment purposes. Take what you will. Anyways. So the sun is ultraviolet radiation, and it is interacting with the atmosphere, which is full of inert gases or noble gases, and which is where you see the different layers of the sky whenever the sun is rising and setting, and it's activating different levels. The lower the gas, okay, like if you have hydrogen, right? It's an orangish red. And then the higher it goes, where you see blue is a cobalt blue is our sky. It's not because the sky is reflecting the ocean. Okay, that's not why the sky is blue. It's blue because this UV light coming from the sun, which is a plasma ball of ultraviolet radiation, is triggering the inert gas cobalt in the atmosphere. And then the closer you get to the center of the North Pole, that's where, there's pure gases that are coming from the center where Lilith or the Black Sun is located underneath the Black Rock Mountain or Mount Meru, which is the magnetic monopole, which is where all the inert gases come up and come out. And at night, you can see the green and the purple and the pinks all happening because that is what's reflecting. And the sun isn't outshining it, because it's always there. It's always there. But the sun, whenever it's in the sky, and it's illuminating the inert gases like cobalt and argon and hydrogen, then it's going to cast out, and you won't be able to see all of the green and the purple and the yellow and the pinks.
So Lilith is Black Sun.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is creation, pure fucking chaos energy, which is what creation is. It's Jinki 2. It's from Jinki. Oh, yeah, Jinki 2. It's the divine feminine. It's pure, which should have been. I'm not going to get into the Jinki expression of this, or the I Ching of this, but it's just pure creation energy. It's feminine.
It's thundering and lightning here now, and pouring
rain. Is it?
So
how do you have rain? And I'm like, pure sunshine. I love Florida. I do.
It looks like a storm, full on storm. So you were going to relate that to the day out of time.
Oh, so the day at a time, the Esh is the Mayan glyph, okay, which is the angel glyph, which is about heart knowing, alignment, divine will. Divine will is Lilith, okay. Well, sorry, Lilith is in the Gene Keys and true sidereal placement at the moment, where the planets are in the real time. Okay, is in Jinki 40, which is divine will. Okay, and divine will, if we want to get into the Jinkies, let's do it. Portals to grace. So these are the 7 sacred seals, and divine will is the first seal, and it deals with the physical body and line 1, right? And so in order for us to go into the heart, we have to yoke. We have to go through the physical experience. Everything manifests in the spiritual first in the spirit bodies, like in gestation, whenever you're being built and developed in the womb of your mother. It's not your physical that shows up first. It is the spirit, the essence, the creation. And then you're in the amniotic fluid and you're being built. Your spirit bodies are being built. And then they start to manifest into a physical, like, right? Because then the minerals that are ingested and taken from the mother earth and from your mother, why you must take prenatals, blah, blah, blah. Don't take them. Just eat really good, nutritious food. Anyways, they take from the mother the minerals and they start the building, create the amino acid building blocks of you, the ATCG, and that forms, you know, and then obviously with the imprints of your celestial locations or your planetary locations, that's the light, the angles, or what we call what you are, which is like the angle or the angel. You're the angle of the lights that make up you, which are from the 7 rays of Ursa Major, which are the Elohim. And in the Old Testament, they did not give the goddess a fucking name. They just called it the Elohim, the fallen angels or angels or angles of light that come from Ursa Major, the Big Dipper. So those angles of light, which then come through Ursa Major and then distribute out through Pleiades and Sirius Ursa Major, that makes the cosmic fire trine, fire spirit. And that descends into the planets or descends into the constellations. And then the planets pick up from the constellations and form it, because the planets are the Olympians, which are the gods that make up your chakra, your inner planetary system. And then you have your higher planetary bodies, like if you're looking at Uranus and Neptune and Pluto, that deal with the monad or the 8th chakra, the next octave, which is Uranus. And then you have Neptune, which is the spirit body or the primordial or pleroma. And then you have Pluto, which is the capsule of the soul, which we can consider the firmament. The last one in the firmament, the last planet that holds the firmament, or the shell, or the egg of life. Can you see it in that one? No. The egg.
Oh, no.
Life.
I love that. Carrie-Ann, can you help to create a practical usage of this knowledge?
Yeah. I mean, practical. It's life. How do you put it into practice? That's practical. Put it into practice. Become aware and how that plays into your spirit body. So there's a spirit body development and there's a physical body development. So when you're talking about like as above, so below, as within, so without, how does that play into your life? Everything that you're experiencing happened from the spirit bodies first. So the reason that astrology is important is not about your personality per se, right? But it's about your personal reality and your development. So when you're looking at where the planets are in play, and you're looking at the gene keys and I look at the gene keys because it's about the psychological development, but where it's playing at in the houses, your specific houses, this is the development in your life, right? So where planets are at, so you can see them as the planets are chakras in your body. And so if you have, Mars in your, you're having Mars, and what Mars is your solar plexus, your individuation of your I, your independent I. And it's also about your passion and your play. And so what house is it in? So this is where you're developing your passion and your play. Mine's in my 7th house of Capricorn. So you're learning how to improve your chakra, how to balance your chakras by looking at your planets and where they play at in the development of you and your expression, because that's your form, your physical manifestation of the angles of light that are you. Not just the archetypal psyche that you're working through, but also your physical form. And how, like, for me, you're like, how much are you running? I'm like 4 to 6 miles. My Mars is in Capricorn. in order to structure myself, okay, my passion, my play, and my energy levels, my emotions, because Mars is also your emotions. I need to have structure for that, and to have focus. And so, and it's Mars, so it's, for me, it's like I need to run. I need to give myself focus and structures in order to have this, to balance out my individual self, right? So that's how you put it into practical. That's for me, when I use astrology, this is what astrology is for me, and understanding. So that's the practicality. That's what I could say for that. I mean, you could use it in art, and how you can channel these energies, through your art, through your expression, through your life. Everybody's is different. How would you?
So, one thing that I've been wanting to ask, and maybe this is the part of where I'm at in my journey, is learning how to take off the cords, the energetic cords of everything that's not me. And my friend, she just taught me this practice of taking off energetic cords by finding something that's feeling dense, and like a pill bottle, like unscrewing it and pulling it off and clearing it out, and returning your body to your own energetic field. So when you're talking about this bigger picture of what's going on with the monad and the planets, and what I'm hoping is that by returning to my organic energy field, by taking off everything that's not me, that's practically getting me toward that reality of experiencing that, or of walking toward that. So I was wondering if there was, throughout your day, are there energy practices that allow you to, what is the orientation of how to return your energy back to you? Or is that something that's important for you on this journey of walking toward what's going on in this greater picture?
Energy practices.
Well, running.
I go for walks.
Yeah.
Running, walks, nature. I go out into nature every day. So grounding. I don't. For me, it's ever. I live it. I live it all. I live every bit of it. So it's never the same. If something isn't mine that I feel that is over me, I'm going to go grab a sage, or I'm going to light an incense, or it's innate to me. I don't have to think so much. It's asking me to think. I don't have to think so much about it. I am it. I live it. And if something comes up, it's innate for me to know what to do. Like, go for a drive, go for a walk, go, spend time out in one of the preserves, or go to the beach. It's an innate attunement. I just listen to whatever it is in that moment that I'm guided to do. Like, yesterday was rollerblading, right? Around, Benderson Park. And then I was like, okay, I have time. I have nothing else to do. I'll just go to, it was improv to go to the poetry thing. And then I get there, do poetry. Sure, I don't have anything written down. I'll just sit and flow with it. I be in the moment. And I honestly reckon, like the dude that was trying to be shady and oh, look, it's something in space. Must be an alien, whatever, spaceship. And I'm like, no, bro, that's a reflection from your door, and that's your kitchen light. Oh yeah, it must be. It's I cut the shit right then and there. I don't need to go oh, sage. I do carry the little spray bottles of, I had Ganesh on me yesterday. Sometimes it's rose water. I have, incense with me. A spiritual practice, a practice to get rid of things. I think what people mean is how do I become mindful of what's not mine, and how to dispel that energy by simple practices like such. But for me, it's not like that anymore. For me, it's innate, and I just call a spade a spade. Bitch, I know what that is. You know what I mean? I don't need to sit here. And I told him like, hey, by the way, I'm really telepathic. Goodbye. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to sit here and play. You're not going to try to play stupid. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not stupid. I'm not going to sit here and play these games. Like, I call out the energy. You know, I don't. So for me, in energy practices, you know, I read, I connect in with like the astrology, what's going on if I feel like I need to pull that up. You know, otherwise it's such an innate, for me, it's a being. I don't have to go out of my way for this. I mean, but I did before, and it was, you know, yoga, it was dancing, it was somatic practices, it was shaking, you know, like, but now it's like, if I know if something's going on and I don't like it, I do all these things. I don't have to be reminded of it, you know. Somebody taught me one time that you go like this, you wipe off all of the negative energy. It's not mine, it's not mine. I've seen people do that. I go like this, humming, or doing sound alchemy to get the energy gone, or just revoking the demons. I command you, all energies, entities that are not mine, to leave, you know, abracadabra, and so it is, you know, like all of these things.
Yeah.
All of the things. But I mean, my modality, like my go-to though, is like, it's got to be in the Gene Keys somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'll read about it. All right, I wanted to get to the Esh, the X. I've been trying to do this for like 10 minutes now, and I think we're at hour 2, so we're at the point where we can start taking in Q&A if people want to. There's some people in the chat. But Esh. So I think this is like, oh, good, she's here. So the Jaguar Seer is what this one, Jaguar, it's the wisdom wand. Oh, that's so funny because I have my wand here. And the all-seeing eye, the peacock. Oh.
This is, by the way, my Mayan's sign.
And you're wearing peacock earrings.
Yes.
See? It's so perfect. Okay, so this one is I'm just gonna read this one. The affirmation is, through heart knowing, I am in natural alignment with divine will. Through heart knowing, I am in natural alignment with divine will. It says, Jaguar Seer, show me the larger vision in alignment with the will of the divine. I call on you, my integrity, to refine. Receiving Esh indicates that magic is afoot. You have drawn the light magician, the Jaguar Seer. Expand your vision to include the excitement of more magic in your life. Esh offers you initiation. It challenges you to pick up your wisdom wand and embrace the beneficial use of will. Through your presence and simple beingness, magic's dimensional doorways open. Magic is a type of perception. Magic dances only in the present tense. Magic requires reverent attention. Are you silent enough to receive it? Magic requires open, flexible awareness to show its mysterious face. Thus, if you are trying to be in control in your ego, you probably will not perceive what is magical around you. Simplify, stop thinking, and enter into direct perception of what is. Magic will have no choice but to dance with you. Ish reminds you to align with your will that the divine, Ish reminds you to align your will with that of the divine and to look inside, not outside, for the answers you may seek. Through the lens of integrity, examine your motivations and actions. Through the lens of heart knowing, Guide, direct, and align your attentions. Think with your heart. Act as a torchbearer for the light. Allow yourself to be danced in the divine innocence as a channel for the most expanded magic. Step into your self empowerment. When you align with what gives you joy, expressing your beauty and power, your energy naturally expands to include more of who you are. Nothing and no one outside of yourself can give you real power. Empower yourself by directly addressing situations at hand. Act with integrity, and magical outcomes will naturally blossom.
That's
Ooh.
so perfect. Oh my God. That just perfectly summarized everything we've talked about for 2 hours.
Absolutely.
And it's funny that we all have magic wands suddenly, huh?
Yes.
The magician, the witches are coming back. The modern witches.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, what did we say? I feel like at the beginning of my spiritual healing journey, I needed all the tools and crystals and energy practices. But as I moved through the process, it became more intuitive and how to handle it. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The beginning, it's like it's all finding these tools and modalities, like, right? And then, but I was running earlier. Just one last thing. I'm sure that I would love to hear about like more from these women because I've been talking so much as a channel, and I get that. But as I was running, like I often get very upset. It's actually like yeah, I get upset with this quite often because what I do is not considered an art, and it's really frustrating for me because I'm like, it is such an art to be a channel of divinity, not a channel of a demonic entity, not trying to get into a certain to express divinity, but just to be the conduit for divinity to flow through, and how it's not looked upon as an art, and it should be. And I get really irritated with being told how to package it, or that it should be packaged in a different way. And it's like, but it's so beautiful the way that I do express it. Like I get tired of being told to be something else, or to put it into something else, to put it in a song, to put it in poetry, to put it in art, an expressive written way, or an artist like way. And it's like, but the voice and clarity, is such a potency.
Yeah.
And that is my art. And so like when it comes to the medium, when I was running, I was like, I am the medium. Like my body's the medium for divinity, not a piece of art, not paper, but me, And so
the message was also, before hopping on the call, the message, it was like hearing, you are the portal, you are the portal, you are the portal, you are the piece of art, you are art. Art is life. Period. There's not painting, dancing, doing this, nothing of that. I'm now doing my podcast, and it's incredible initiation to go out and share your voice. You're already doing it for so long.
Yeah.
We all are artists, and this is what I want to make others people believe in themselves and know that they are artists, no matter how it expresses. This is my purpose. This is my purpose, to make them feel already enough and to awaken their creative power. And I think, Nadia, you as well. This is what we want.
Well, it's so
we need to demystify the artist. We are the artists. We are our life is the work of art, no matter how it expresses through us. And really, for me, an artist is a person that lets a higher force work through them. Higher force in terms of your inner flame, your inner child, your future self, your divine self, which is all the same.
Yeah.
So this is an artist for me. So Quirky, you're a freaking super artist. You're a superstar. Because you do that, you allow that to flow. And sometimes maybe another aspect comes in, but that happens to all artists. We want to make a song that pleases people, and then we start, listening. Okay, what's in? Oh, this type of music is in. Okay, I'm gonna make this type of music. What kind of paintings are in? Oh, they're doing it that way. Okay, so I'm probably gonna start in doing it that way. And this is what school brings us to, do things the way other people do. And we don't let our own divine self express however it wants to, because we think that other things are better than what we have to offer. And it's not like that. So
that was beautiful.
And Quirky, I want to be fully transparent and responsible. Last night, it was more an expression of my own forgetting of this when I said to you, you should turn this into poetry when we were at our poetry night. And you were immediately like, what I do is poetry, is art. And it was just like, of course, it was just an immediate, like, of course it is. It was me forgetting that about myself, getting into my own forgetting of that and projecting that. So I'm so grateful for this reminder and ability to revisit this.
And also what I feel is that we need to open up to change as well. Like, for example, I was on all my painting thing. Now I'm doing a podcast. Now I'm being called to do music, light language music, and I just go with the flow. And then I'm a poet, and then I'm I'm everything, and I'm changing.
Multidimensional.
Put in the box. Yes, because I'm connected with other aspects of me and so much. And I'm a shaman, and I have a talking stick, and then I go out and just do normal things like a normal human. And then it's this life. It's connecting back with the essence of life and see the beauty and the magic and the miracles available to you when you don't put yourself in a box of how or who or what you are.
Yeah.
The thing, I think what comes up for a lot of people, why we get limited to the box of expression or how the expression gets packaged, is because we're so used to selling it, having to sell it to survive, right?
Yeah.
And this is, and it's not a negative thing. I'm not demonizing or like trying to turn that bad. It's good. Package your art in a visual expression, in a vocal expression, in a movement expression, whatever it is, you can always package it. Like people that I was gifted, well, she tried to gift me free CMOS last night, but I won't allow that because I would want somebody to, anyway, so I paid her for the CMOS. But her art was in taking disgusting ass CMOS, which we all know tastes like shit, and made it taste like good. I was like, take a spoonful of this, and I was like, oh, and I took it. I was like, oh,
like applesauce.
Yeah, it wasn't even bad. I was like, this isn't even. I can do this. So she took her healing art, right, of health benefits, and made it into an art, which takes talent, to do that. Like, how many times did she, you know what I mean? So she packaged her art, and then she should be selling it, but she wasn't selling. She was a representation. I was like, no, I'm holding you accountable. And I said, everybody's got Venmo. I was like, you guys can Venmo her. And they're like, oh yeah, I could, huh? And then try to like weasel their way into not. And I was like, don't just give it. Here's $10 what I got on me. Anyways, I was holding her accountable because I was holding myself accountable to make it to where I'm receiving for what it is that I'm putting out whenever it's packaged. What I do coming here is not necessarily trying to package it, but I do understand that in this world, we are here to take our art form and to package it, but not to be limited to how we package it. And it's like how Iris is saying, like, it's not only the singer or the dancer or the writer, it's all of it. It's like, what chapter of your life and how do you want to package it this time? How do you want to package this avenue of you? Do you want to package it? You know, do you just want to be a firework? Like it's sit with it and then be okay with it. And then when it's time to change the package, be okay with that too.
That's what's happening to me. And I was so blocked because I was not able to know how to put myself out there. And I also hiding a lot of this channel that I also am. And I think we three are oracles. We just, you know, speak whatever wants to speak. And we work with the Gaia consciousness, with the divine. And so I was super blocked, didn't know who's my niche, all of these things that all people are starting to say. And I'm like, oh, I mean, my soul client is my niche, the one who needs me. And so I was so blocked. And what I did then is I sat on the earth and I said, okay, I'm going to step aside what I want. It's not the Iris show or Chiron show. It's why am I doing this? So, and I asked, who is in need of my medicine? And my medicine, I love that term because my medicine is broad. It can be anything. It can be just a smile. It can be just a hug. It can be anything. And then I received a clear answer, like boom, super clear answer. And it was like, but I want to go there. It's here. You can decide, but this is who's in need of you. And it was mothers and women who want to become a mother, because it's my story. And then I realized I was running away from my story from where I am at right now. So what I would like to give as a tip for the ones who are listening, and if you don't know what it is that you would love to, how you would like to express your art, your medicine, just really come back to this very moment and ask yourself, what is alive in you right now? What are your challenges right now? And then this is what you speak about: the good, the bad, the insights that you have, the breakdowns that you have. Show yourself human, how you are right now, and don't pretend to be in a place where you are not. Because then you speak from embodiment, from where you are at now, and this is magnetic, and this will attract automatically the clients or the people who need your story, who need your frequency, who need just this frequency in your voice and your presence. And that's it. It's just as simple as that. Be you. Be you.
People.
That is so good. That is so good. I'll share the right now of what my experience is learning how to be in a public presence and still be connected to my wisdom, connected to my body, connected to my authenticity. Because for whatever reason, whatever experiences have flowed in my life, the body reaction is like, oh, that's interesting. My brother-in-law just called me. For whatever reason, I don't have access to lightness and freeness and that kind of thing because of feeling my mind connected to like the gaze, like another person's gaze. But for some reason, when I'm just in person with just you or with Corky or whatever, whoever I'm with, it's like I have full access to my freedom and my, well, not with every single person, but usually the people that I cultivate relationship with. And so I've developed a story that being live is challenging. Being live is serious. And then I start playing into that story, and then I start judging myself for playing into that story. And it's just like, I'm done with the whole thing. Like, I'm done with the whole thing. I know that it has to do with looking a certain way to to the world or whatever it is. But as we've been talking, it's not me that this is about. This is about the infinite wellspring that wants to flow freely. And I don't need to make it look like a certain thing. It doesn't have to look wise. It doesn't have to look beautiful or profound or any of it. It just gets to be authentic. And so that's my presence.
Nadia, you're right. Being live is hard because we are empaths. We can feel what others feel. And a lot of people project shit on us because we're clear mirrors, and it's fucking hard sometimes. This is why it is so liberating to talk to you guys, where I can be myself. No thing put on me, no judgment, no. It is hard to be live.
Yeah.
And we need to learn
say
to navigate.
that.
Not
Stop,
for you,
stop saying
Quirky. Huh?
It's not fucking hard to be live. Stop saying that.
For you,
You're
not
just,
for me.
you're reiterating it. So don't say that.
Okay,
Just say it's been a part of my. It's been challenging for me.
Yes.
Okay. It's been challenging. Right. It is.
Thank you.
It's not definite.
Thank you. Yes.
I love you.
This is what I love. This is what I love. Also, one thing that I'm noticing in myself is that I'm much easier okay with being wrong. Before, I always wanted to have my way and I had like my fixed ideas, and now I'm like, okay, oh yes, I'm wrong. I can learn from that, and this catapulted me much faster forward.
Yeah.
So yes, you are right, but it was challenging.
Can I give you this example real quick?
Yes.
So you both are artists, and this is how it is. Okay, I'm an artist too. My canvas was people's hair and their faces. Okay, and
you are now as well.
But you guys are canvas artists, okay, like paintbrush artists, okay? So I've always been surrounded by people, day spa, lots of people, all the people things, worked in Hollywood fashion shows, all this stuff, people, okay? But hear this, so when you're overwhelmed, when you're painting, okay, and you have when you're going and you have like your colors that you're going to paint with, are you overwhelmed with the colors, the amount of colors in your artwork? No. So that's all that people are. They are the colors on the canvas, and you can choose to blend with it, to mix the colors, to have bold colors, pastel, but they're just colors on a canvas. And that's how whenever I go live or I'm speaking in front of a bunch of people, she got the powder in her mouth.
I just got mango chili powder in my nose and in my...
What are you doing, Nadia?
So when you guys are going live, just think of, or you're around a group of people, just see them as the colors that you're going to paint with.
Yeah. I since a couple of days since I connected with my moon thing, a lot of fears just melted away, and really now I'm just flowing and wanting even to step out and onto the world, and not with no expectation, with no aim to change or to save anyone, just really because I want to.
Beautiful.
Because I think I have a good story to tell, and because I want to find my tribe. I want to connect my tribe together, and all my visions that I had so many years ago of like really international, all the star seeds coming together and me organizing those events. And I saw all of that so clearly, and so many years, with every year that went by, I was getting sadder and sadder. And I was like, it's never going to happen. I made it up. And now I know that it is happening. And for that, I need to step out. And I am grateful for this meeting that finally happened. And we have been waiting for this so long, and see, the stars have aligned today. So
I love it. yeah, Nadia and I often are like, we need to get Iris down here. And like, we've always had
Yes.
these conversations. And then even yesterday I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. Cause I had the issue with the blue roses and like, I had to work through that, and then I worked through that. And then, I had all this shit come up, cause of the wounding that I've had with the feminines.
Oh my God, yes. I've been going through that deep wounding for the last 3 months or so. Really, really deep, 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 deep sister wound, and not yeah, the whole trust thing. So I get you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I know from where I'm coming from, and I know from where Nadia's coming from.
Yeah.
And I really feel that we're the Magdalenes, the roses, the rose sisterhood is really coming together. It is happening for me in real life, and I've never had this strong friendships where I really feel the love, and I love them back with zero competition, with zero anything. I've never had that, never, not even with my real sisters. That was also a strong wound for me, because I was always alone, and then with my 3 sisters, and I was alone, and my 3 sisters. So this is why for me it's like I'm like a child in a toy store, because I was so in need of the sisterhood and the support for each other. And I will definitely come and see you. Definitely. I know it. We're gonna
I
see
have my
each
own
other.
place now. You can stay at my house now.
Huh? What?
You can come stay at my house now. I have a place.
Yay! Thank you.
The really big
And
deal.
you can also all both come to Spain anytime. A lot of cool things are happening soon here. So like
I think
festivals
we
and like
actually have to have
events.
like a visa. We have to have a visa now to enter certain countries. Some countries are making it mandatory for United States citizens to have like a
Well, then
visa.
teleport.
I love you. And that might be
This is the
possible.
next
There's a lot
step.
of magic.
This is the next step. I know it. I know it because I've been having, again, those dreams where I'm teaching people how to teleport. And like they're super real right now. And I know that Diana's going to show me how to do it. I know it.
I know you've been saying, yeah, I've heard you say
Yes.
that.
And I'm having
Oh
this dream.
shit. I gotta read this.
Okay, read it.
Fuck. It's part of the magical child. So in this oracle deck, like I was reading a couple pieces, I kept getting drawn to it. Okay, so spirit's like, read, read, read. I'm like, fine, I will. Nadia's like, I'm just holding space here today.
Nadia's in the middle. She's the pyramid point. Like she's the neutral.
I'm learning about letting go of what it should look like, because there's so much inner stuff in me of like what I should be doing, and it's like I just am. So it's just like it's an ego death moment, and I'm fully here for it.
You're holding space and you're sharing your everything. You're transmitting so much with your eyes and with your
Presence. Yeah, my
really
people.
the gold, it lies in between the
Yeah.
words. So go ahead, Worky, and read what Spirit is telling you.
I want to hear what Nadia has to say. She's not done talking.
I was just going to say that a lot of people have been reflecting to me, and it's been really deeply like touching me, is that I am the love frequency, and that I'm emitting this love frequency, and I just feel so seen in that. Like that's the toroidal field that I really love being in right now, and I love that we're even speaking about that. I don't need to be wording it. It just is. And it's a really deep healing for me, because that part of me that said to Quirky last night, you should make this poetry. You should do something else. It should be something else. And it's such a deep healing for me that it is what it is, and that's that.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is. I didn't mean to but I'm glad that you got something out of that. But I mean, I didn't mean to throw that onto you, like you did this or that.
It was a teaching for me, especially as an art teacher, especially as a teacher of tapping into the truth and integrity of our voice. for me to like walk that with you last night was just such a reminder of like, oh yeah, exactly, you're exactly, and I know that about you. You are absolutely an artist exactly as you are. That channel is so present. That divine flow is so readily available at every single second.
Yeah,
But you
whatever
guys
I
also
want.
paint.
Like, I mean,
You
yeah,
can
I
also
haven't been able to
paint.
paint in 2 years because of the containment that I've been put myself in through, to
So
grow
what?
through, to be challenged through. Because I was like how you were like held back from being able to be present with us the way you wanted to, the impatience that you were feeling. I put myself into that for 2 fucking years. You know, I was in
Wow.
my own element, but I still needed to grow. And so I put myself back into a space where I was forced to grow in discomfort, in sitting on the hot coals and like I'm done. I don't want to be on the coals anymore. Like I put myself in that, or I allowed myself to be put into that position so that I would be in discomfort and grow inwardly instead of running and doing, looking at for this and for that and for this and for that. Like I was when I was in the Keelantics, and it was the Keelantics, and it was the Guardians, and it was the. But being here for 2 years and in mass discomfort pushed me to go inward, deeper, bitch, deeper. Go into the psyche, it said. Break your psyche, it said. Go crazy. An insane asylum in your own head, it said. And I did. And then finally,
Oh.
I had the breakthrough. Right.
Grace.
Grace. Yeah.
I see you. I just want to say I see you. It's been an honor to witness the integrity with which you practice and the freedom with which you express that. And I mean, to let yourself break open even in front of others is just such a inspiration. So thank you. I see you.
Thank you.
And also you really admitting and saying, hey, this is what I thought before, and now I see it this way. That your ability to also admit that you're wrong, or that you have been like there and now you're here.
Yeah.
Now you see it differently. This is so huge.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will have to let go of a lot of things that they believe that were true. And so for me, this makes you like, for me, you're a hero. You know that how many years do I know you already? I've seen everything.
6 years, 6 years, 6 or 7.
7 years.
Yeah,
I've
since the
seen
beginning.
all of your journey, all of it. And the first time I saw you, the very, very first time I saw you, I recognized you. I knew that you were my something. I don't know what you like. I don't know. I loved you. Like I didn't even have to listen to you. It happened to me with maybe 4 people in my life where I saw them and I loved them without needing for them to speak. And another person, Nadi, but it was not direct in look. But when we talked, yeah, the first time, it was as if we would have known each other since forever.
Well, we met just through Instagram. You just saw my name and I asked for a reading, and you didn't see my face at all. It was just my name and the energy that you were channeling from that.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
It's that saying is the real what you just said, Iris, is like,
wait, you cut out. I don't know if this is me.
No, the whole system glitched out. We completely glitched, and it says prepare to live stream. We're still live streaming, but it did glitch out and come back on. It's there, you know, Florida's got its it's got its weather patterns happening over here. But what you said is like, the light in me sees the light in you. That's the true meaning of namaste. Namaste. So what you experience is namaste. Yeah. The light in me sees the light in you.
Yeah.
That's how you felt with me. And that's how I feel with you guys. And even like in my moments of fear, like with Nadia too, like last night being on stage, like it just doesn't even matter about being on stage. It's more so when I'm with Nadia, like I don't have a lot of people here that see me, and I don't have a lot of support in the physical realm. And so when I am with Nadia, then, or like I'm in my group on Patreon, or I'm connecting with you in a phone call, you know, but to be fully seen like that, it feels so good. Like, and that's what we do for each other. We fully see each other, you know, like I saw, like I like we see each other, and to be seen and to be honored in that is so powerful. Like it's presence. There's nothing more powerful than presence. And when we're really true to ourselves, like honest with ourselves, then we can be really honest with other people. And I love that about who the integrous light that we are, like individually and as the expressions of Gaia.
Yeah.
Like so powerful, the presence that we bring, you know?
Yeah.
I know you know.
Yeah.
And I love you guys. And the ratings, like I love it, you know, like the tenacity, the truth, the love that we reflect in each other. Like these are the true mirrors, you know,
Yeah.
not the not self, but the true reflections.
Yeah.
You know. All right, so I want to read this, and it says, "The magical child, I am Esh. From what realm does my magicianship blah, 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 magicianship emerge? What realm does my magicianship emerge? My being is like a radiant bouquet of cosmic mysteries. Each bud fully blossoms to emit such enticing scent as could only arise from the garden of Goddess. Wisdom is the fruit of my integrity. For well I know what true magic is. Pure, clear, fresh, the vast minefield into which I hone the totality of my beingness, as a focused shaft of light around which all else dances. With the tender touch of my wand, I feel your natural alignment with divine will. Since its charged potential, my wand is potent, benevolent, gentle. Yet like a bolt of lightning, its power moves through time and space with devoted ease. My action manifests from the blazing light of truth's inner sun. I stand in innocent correspondence with the original condition of the light, the wisdom wand with crystal cords, the voice of heart knowing. May you become as I, the wise fool, a transparent window through which the divine illuminates. Resplendent mysteries do I carry in my magical dream coat. I am the shaman priestess, the geomancer, the mystical builder and adapter of materials, the chameleon shapeshifter. Effortlessly do I slip between worlds with the graceful power of a jaguar, beyond the four winds of many universes. The all-seeing eye reveals my connection with the mysteries of ceremonial initiation. Through the eye connecting the dimensions, I have learned, as you can, to spread my galactic dream coat into a spirit sail that traverses the galaxies of time, past, present, and future, to retrieve the many gifts empowering your present expression. But now I will reveal to you my most precious magical offerings, the innocence, wisdom, and clarity embodied in the transparency of the magical child. Like,
Yay!
like that it summed up everything. I mean,
Yes,
everything.
everything. And today, before the call, I painted
Wow.
this code, which is like, I
Powerful.
feel like the flowering.
Wow.
You don't
Wow.
see it very well, but
Yeah.
It, it,
it's not ready. I'm just in the third layer. But just wanted to paint something, and I'm saying this to inspire others, yes? So how is now how your offerings are coming into matter is like this. So I wanted to paint because I enjoy to paint, and I wanted to paint with this energy. So I started painting, and before I started painting, I said, okay, I'm gonna open up the portal. So I open up my portal, my paintings always up with my magic wand. And when I took my magic wand, it told me, get your phone and film this specific moment. So I was filming the moment, and then everything started to happen by itself. And suddenly I saw myself doing, filming myself, just doing what I do normally without changing anything. And this is going to be a master class. I'm gonna offer this for free. The guidance is needs to be for free. But I feel my whole process, you see me freaking cry my eyes out. You see me sing super wrong. You see me just be really as if I would be alone in here. But I'll take you with me on a journey of, and the intention for this was, and I'm gonna read it to you guys.
it feels like the vocal cords, like that's what it is feeling like. It feels like the heart vocal cords.
As well. The intention behind this painting for me today was full embodiment of my true and highest self and the activation of my memories. And while I was putting the intention, I realized that still this has some kind of connection with identification with me as Iris, or with whatever. Yeah. So when I had this realization while I was doing the intention, because by wanting to become your higher self, you're literally saying that you are not that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I realized that in that moment. And then I did some light language here, which I don't know if you can see it. And I signed with like movement, and I say it in the video, is I'm signing with my original tone, with my original melody, with my original note, because that is what I am. I am music. I am a melody. I am a frequency. I am light. And that is what I truly am. But still, the process of finding that out is why I'm here, because it's fun, because I want to enjoy this beautiful material world and dance. And as you said before, quirky, dance and fuck and be in nature and connect and, enjoy. And so I want to enjoy the rest of my life that I have here, not do any harm, but do whatever the fuck I want. And because you never know how long it's gonna last.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying about dying. I'm saying because, as Quirky said, something is cooking in the oven.
It's just, I got more to read.
Yes, please.
More's coming
and
through.
Then what about the Q&A? Like, are we still doing
Nobody's
that?
asked a damn question. They're just like, we're answering everything. They love it. They're hearting it. I mean,
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing the essence of cosmic love, Iris. Beautiful. Of course, with of course you would want to be feeling, to be fully expressed, like it's all love. It's all, I put questions,
Beautiful.
but nobody cares to ask any questions. They're completely here, anchoring, loving, owning, embracing, like the totality of everything that our goddess essence is expressing.
Super.
Someone
I love
said
it.
someone said that she got all of her questions already answered.
There you go.
Amazing.
There you go. So the first seal, which is again Lilith, divine will, this has all been coming up, right? So the first seal with Lilith and the inner sun is the wheel of time. It's Kala Chakra. It's called the wheel of time. And Kala Chakra is both a deity and a set of complex higher tantric practices for attaining enlightenment. The transmission of Kala Chakra is generally known as the peak of all Dharma destiny. It is deeply connected with the mystical manifestation of Shambhala, the magical higher core of Gaia's consciousness. Okay. And so the first seal is the last seal to be opened. Like I said, we got a yoke. So we go from spirit all the way down to physical, crown down. And that's how we descended spirit into the physical reality. And in order to bring spirit fully back up to Shambhala, back to the crown, we have to go through the root chakra or the physical. Yes? Yes. So this is the prime teaching of the first seal is we yield to the will of the whole. And so I'm gonna read this invocation here. Just I would like to read it all, but it's super freaking long, which is probably going to take about 7 to 8 minutes to read. Oh well, it's got five pages, so it'll probably take 7 or 8 minutes to read it all. If you want to hang in for that long, you guys got that?
Yeah,
I'm good for it.
yeah.
It's like shit, it's long. Okay. So
I'm holding
beings.
my wand to amplify this.
There you go. So beings of the pure light and the holy higher worlds, we stand here before you in communion and reverence. We lift up our hearts and hold our minds pure for the duration of this invocation. We seek to align ourselves with the highest harmonies and frequencies of intelligence and light, that they may pierce us to the core of our being, opening us to the arc of the infinite and coaxing us softly into the arms of our essence. We come to invoke the first divine ray, that we may partake of its grace. In our journey through the seven rays and their gifts of grace, there is a natural flow of involution as the forces of divine Shakti enter our bodies and beings. Here in the first ray, we come to the deepest layer of the form. Here we find the oldest patterns and the most stubborn karma, the tenderest wounds of all. We tread softly as we approach such holy ground. We mythically remove our shoes as we approach this precious inner place. The first holy ray was the first place in which our deepest potential and realization was sealed at a mythical fall. When working with the first ray, we come to the basis, to the foundation, to the conception. We come to the core. We acknowledge that there is not a place to tread without preparation. For each of the other 6 rays prepare us for this place. Each ray leads to another. Each seal conceals another. The mystery of their opening is beyond teachings, beyond words. In every journey, there is a final test, a drop into the void, an encounter with divine doubt, a final thunderous cleansing. This is the place that lies beyond the first sacred seal. We come before you naked. We give up everything. We draw the holy valor of the masters into our lungs. We close our eyes and we prepare ourselves for this great inner test. All that we have accomplished, we leave behind. All our victories, our moments of great love, our ecstasies. We realize that we cannot carry anything beyond this point. We bring before you our very identity. We bring before you our wisdom, our love, all our prayers, and our truth. We bring before you our loved ones, our children, and all that we consider most essential and precious. We surrender all these worldly attachments into the first seal. We come to acknowledge that there is a force locked inside us, a force of such power and intelligence, and this force is repressed. It is choked out by our fear. We come here to face the depths of our fear. Whenever we are willing to face our fear, we are looking into the first holy seal. Beyond the seal lies the void. We prepare ourselves to be washed, to be emptied, to be expunged. We give ourselves up entirely to the darkness, and we do so knowing that somewhere, somehow, hidden in this darkness, we will rediscover the light. We invoke the frequencies of incandescence, the holy inner light of this primal ray. We have traveled for so long through the wilderness, through the wastelands, through the endless winters of consciousness. We are tired, we are worn to the bone. There is nothing left in us. All of a sudden, in the darkness and the cold gloom, we see a tiny light far off, a beacon of warmth, a flame of hope. This is the tiny ember of incandescence. It can never be extinguished, no matter how great the surrounding darkness, no matter how oppressive the weight of our pain. This tiny spark remains. We softly fan this spark. We approach the light in the gloom. It is the heart's light, a family home. We knock on the door. It opens. A friendly face greets us and welcomes us in, weary traveler. We are given a seat by the open fire. We take off our icy boots. We wash our achy feet in warm, fresh water, and we breathe a sigh of relief as the waves of exhaustion and loss are magically washed away. We have found home. It is deep within our bellies, this ember. It is warm. Its warm golden glow is always present. Wherever we are overwhelmed, whenever we are afraid, we can find it in the dark. We learn now to fan the ember, to place the tinder of our love around it, to gently, ever so softly, blow on the spark. And so it grows, and so it grows, and so it grows. So our hearts are rekindled, hope dawns, faith returns. Love pours back through our bodies. So many incarnations, so many lives, so much effort, so much suffering, so much pain, so much fear. And we let it all go. And the light is there. How can this be? What is this grace that has placed the tenderest essence within us? How could we have forgotten? How can we have missed this essential truth, this delicate truth? We embrace the simplicity of our own incandescence. We warm ourselves with the flame, this sacred flame of Shambhala, with the hidden light from within the form. We build the blaze, carefully placing the logs here and there, not too many at first. With great care, we build this immortal pyre. We attune ourselves to the light of the star Arcturus, great guardian, keeper of the bear.
It's It's where you're from.
I'm gonna make it through this, I promise.
Bring it down, babe. Bring it down. Shuburai.
Benefic one, uplifted one, star of wheat, star of joy. Aeons, you have guarded our galaxy, watched over our growth and our lives. Even as we plunge from the heavenly realms down into the lost worlds of form, long have you waited and witnessed our forgetting. Your orange gold glow has been our ember of hope. You remind us of hope, of the place where the sun rises, of the world before the wound. Let us draw your soft, trusting glow into our hearts, into our bellies, and into the soles of our tired feet. Let us sigh now as we sit at your hearth, your warm-blooded hearth. We use your light, your gift to build our inner fire, our cosmic fire. We nurture this precious fire. We let it grow and glow. We draw in your warmth. We feel awe as your power grows inside us, filling us with strength, pouring through us, expanding now through our chest, through our organs and our skin. We revel in your welcoming, lost embrace. We bring special attention now to the first layer of our subtle bodies, your physical form and its etheric counterpart. Here, in this densest matter, we feel your burning compassion. We feel the healing warmth of all the layers of the 7 hidden rays behind incandescence. As we fan the flames of the light of this vast reservoir of love, so the pathways and meridians open up, so the organs relax, so the cells come into synergy, into harmony. One by one, our cells begin to burn. They begin to be transmuted. They begin to ascend. As we draw down the layers of light deeper and deeper into this form, so in time we begin to lighten up. Old illnesses, old ailments, old pains feel the flood of your incandescent warmth. We are self-healing. Life is self-healing. We acknowledge the perseverance and commitment it takes to vibrate the inner light of these physical cells. We are now alive in the stream of the first ray. We give thanks for this special gift of divine will. Your will, the clear will of the whole, will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Our souls soar on the memory of this future now. We are here in this form, captured in the illusion of time, but in truth, we are free from time. For the truth of your presence is always here now. We implore your great will, your great hand to work in our lives, to work through us, to take command of your personality, to reforge us anew in your white hot fire. We surrender to divine will. We surrender our weakness, our hopelessness. Not my will, but thy will be done. We prepare to receive the great Archangel Michael, Mikael. Mikael, angel of our age, wielder of the sword of light. Just, oh, we recognize your cry of who is like God, your great protector of the Godhead. None may pass through your holy seal without being completely purified of all vanity. Thus you wield your sword of truth to grub out the roots of ancestral karma, of identification with the world of form. We ask that you cut our attachments, that you open our hearts as widely as your own. We ask to bask in the fires of your knowing, the fires of your valor, the fires of your faith. We acknowledge your presence within us. We bow to receive the cuts of your grace as your smoldering sword of truth, alive with the blue flames of the will of God, shears off our hurts, our afflictions, our wound. We trust so much in your deep love as you prune us of our vanity with your battle cry of who is like God. We humbly request the opening of the first seal. We know that once the seal has been opened, the floodgates are opened. We agree to accelerate our karma. We agree to parlay with the dragon, the ascent, the ancient force of transmutation. We allow our bodies to become the battlefield of the gods, with the great archangel Michael at their head, swinging his divine sword in the arc of love, cleansing and purifying, transforming and igniting, singing with the harmony of all the Buddhas, all the divine hierarchies, as far as the Godhead itself. We ask Michael for courage to surrender to these forces within us, so far beyond our kin. We surrender our fear, ancient memory lodged in the cells, tremor of truth locked in the form. We stand firm and anchored in our courage, knowing that fear need not be feared, merely passed through with kindness, with loving awareness. We acknowledge the fear rooted in the form of all unliberated beings. We resonate with them. We empathize with the challenges faced by all. We forgive them, their blindness, their foolishness, their ignorance, their indifference. We forgive ourselves in the same breath. All is clear, all is open. The seals remain always open for our healing. We all have only to ask for their grace. We have only to be present with our deepest longings and fears. We rejoice above all that the coming of divine will, we feel it in our bodies as a tremor of truth. We sense its descent into all forms within the mystery and illusion of time. We anticipate our own freedom at whatever level it has awakened within us. We trust in its furtherance. We tremble in our atoms with the awe of your coming, of the coming of the kingdom of heaven on earth. We sense its silence. We remember its completion, and we rejoice in the perfection of its unraveling. We feel the deep relaxation at our core as your will enters our DNA, the final vestiges of our separateness. We yield to the will of the whole. We anticipate the supernova as your will organizes our lower trinity of subtle bodies to allow the full transmission of the Trinity, of the higher subtle bodies. We allow you to reorganize our lower life, our diet, our movement, our feelings, our words, our thoughts, and our daily decisions. We yield all up to you. We yield to the will of the whole. We become the great seal, the seal of Solomon, an integrated field of divine presence, the perfect balance of truth, wisdom, and love. We rest in the great mystery of the six rays, the six bodies, and their culmination and envelopment of the mystical seventh. We give great thanks for this secret teaching of the seven sacred seals. We digest its transmission at the level that is most natural for us. We also allow it to stretch our awareness, to quicken our evolution, and to bring our hearts and minds into the highest resonance with the great beings who guard each seal. We open to receive the myriad colors and frequencies of radiance and light. We give ourselves the generosity of time to let these truths percolate inside our physicality. We give over our bodies entirely to your grace. We bring this invocation to a close with the blessings of the five senses. Amen. With the angel of earth, please purify my physical body. The angel of water, please purify my astral body. The angel of air, please purify my mental body. The angel of fire, please sanctify my spirit. The angel of ether, please gather the quintessence. In the name of the Mother, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. So it is.
So it is.
Okay, you remember why I called you? I said, I am doing a podcast. It's called The Talking Stick, and I'm doing the podcast with the seven sisters. You remember I told you that?
Yeah.
You know what I just saw while you were reading? I normally don't see, okay, like this. You were bringing down the seal, like you represented that seal, and you were bringing it now into this plane, and I saw from your mouth violet energy coming out like that. It was amazing.
I saw your face when you saw it. I actually screenshotted you when you saw it. You were like,
I was like, what the fuck is going on? It was crazy. And
my whole body.
It was just my whole body putting puzzle pieces together since my awakening. So thank you for reading that. Thank you for bringing that energy.
Yeah.
Us. We this is the triad. This was the divine used us. Like I honor anybody that's in the live too in this moment. By the way, you are also anchoring these frequencies in with us. Thank you so very, very much. Like I was trembling, crying. Like I was seeing it all. I was like, am I really being honored with this right now? Like, I am. And like out of the side, tears. Because my association with Ursa Major is like bar none. And then like literally like last night I was see, that's what I'm saying. Like
I have it tattooed.
I've got the Care Bears, but yeah.
And the 3 dragons.
I'm saying like
I'm waiting for the next tattoo that is really wants to come. And the next one is the North Star here, which is right this way, and they're flying into a portal into the new earth.
Well,
So
we
this
are.
is
We
the
just
next.
anchored that in. We just
Yes,
anchored that in. And it's
yes, yes, yes.
on the
It's
day
what
at
I
a
feel.
time, on like, I mean, this is like Paige says, bless the synthesis, the synarchy, and to receive this, like all of us receiving this, anchoring this in for the collective. Like, I'm honored. I'm honored, but like honestly, like literally last night, she said, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, Ursa Major. She said, "What is that?" She said, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's the goddess. It's the throne of God, and it is the." And Nani and I have had these conversations too. It's like we're all of it, but where do we derive from? The Elohim. We are the goddess. We are the embodiment of the goddess.
Yes. This is also
So amazing. So amazing. That is so beautiful. So profound. I cannot wait to see what you guys like bring through as far as your art, your visualization expression from this. Like, wow, y'all, like this is legit. Like, what do we just do? Like, what?
What book was that? What
That's
book
the
was
seven
really,
state.
it was such a clear guidance, Quirky. When I was sitting out there and I connected, like, we are the ancient, you are the ancient ones. When I realized that they were not outside of me, but that I was one of them. And they said, Quirky. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna reach out. Yeah. She is one of the 7 sisters. And I know I am too. And
Well,
Nadia,
we're holding the field of one of the like the seals, like the 7
yes,
lampstands of the Elohim.
I feel that exactly. I feel that each and every one of us has a certificate frequency for one of the seals. You too. And I wanted to ask you something. So I have this thing about the blue, right? The blue light, blue eyes. I'm always drawn to this blue. And I feel that, and also we're going now to this blue storm, right? The blue
storm, yeah.
rays. And I'm Akbal, which is the, I don't know, night. And what are you guys in the Mayan kin? That's what I wanted to ask.
I think I'm a wizard. I don't know. I have it. My friend sent it to me.
White wizard. Wizard normally is white race. Okay. Like Diana. Diana is white wizard too.
He said that mine is the one that plays with time. That because I said to him, like, one of my biggest challenges is being afraid of time. And he's like, well, that makes sense. You're actually here to manipulate time or handle it. But I want to look more into that and I'll send it to you.
And you, Carrie?
I'm a red dragon in both. Okay. I'm a dragon.
Okay, great. So you're both, if you are white wizard, you're both in my wheel. Red dragons for me have always been my mentors in my life. I have been initiated, the shaman that initiated me, like really initiated me into the shaman world. And a lot of shamans all over the world started writing me, welcoming me out of the blue. It was also Red Dragon. All of my mentors and leaders that in my life that have opened me up to new perspective have always been Red Dragons.
Well, they birth. That's why we're here to birth creation.
Yeah.
A new creation.
So I feel that really the color that for me is the blue, right? The water, and Carrie even is wearing red right now.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's also the color of the cosmic mother.
And she's got
you, my sweet Nadia, yellow or green, both colors, maybe.
My will to die.
And the earth, right? which I
All
really
paths
feel
lead
that you have
home.
such an earthy energy. Like
Yeah.
I always get from you that you're so rounded and you have like a very, when I was in Scotland and I connected with the trees there and the fairies and all the beings in the woods, this kind of energy you give me, like this super grounded, like an elephant as well, like
I love that.
super, yes, like so
You know,
yeah,
my Mayan symbol actually looks like a well.
like a well.
Yeah, it looks like a well. I'm trying to find I think that's what it is. I think it is one.
Blue overtone storm we have in the house, amazing.
Yeah, yeah, that's Tasia. She's the blue over. She's the storm. That's why she's
Oh
here.
yeah,
She's anchoring it in. She's an amazing, amazing, amazing being. If you guys don't already know who she, oh, there you go. She's hidden.
I love this painting from you, Nadia. I
I
love
know.
it.
Yeah, that's what it is. It is one, and mine's the first glyph. So it is. What's the first one? And it's called
And blue
IMIX.
spectral
38.
night, which is the power of abundance doubled by myself. So
Page 38.
you're gone, Nadia.
I know. I'm looking for mine online.
Okay, cool. So
IMIX.
I was wondering if any one of you has a question meanwhile that would like to be answered or has some.
IMIX. Oh yeah, it's root. It's waters. It's the divine water. It's source of life, divine nurturance, and then this primordial mother, undivided primal waters, primal trust and nourishment, receptivity and love. Yeah, that's what mine is. And then yours is, you said Akbal?
Huh?
Akbal? Yours is Akbal. Yeah. And so yours is night and house, conscious dreamer, the abyss, mystery, sanctuary, serenity, looks within. It's the looks within place. Enclosing darkness, the journey into self, stillness, dream time, dream field matrix, dream exploration. So yours is the symbol. Your symbols are the womb, the abyss, the dark cave, and the bat. And then so we have the dark, we have the primordial waters.
The bat, you said?
Spiral vortex on the primordial waters, the dragon. And then Nadia, what was yours?
The wizard. My solar. He said that my solar is the wizard.
No,
And
okay.
Two here.
What symbol is the wizard though? Wait. Yesterday was the wizard. White lunar. No, the fucking wizard is.
So
what?
apart
The
from
wizard.
this,
Oh, it's the angel. Yours is today. Yours is today.
Oh.
Yours is the angel.
Oh, cool. I see that. I see that it was the Ish.
Ish. Yeah, yours is Ish. Ish. The jaguar. So we literally are birthing. So in your symbol is the jaguar, wisdom, wand, all-seeing eye, and peacock. So yeah, we literally have primordial waters and the void and the heart knowing, divine will. Like that's the inner, and then we got the blue storm. What? Oh, hello, Carrie. Can I get a what? How many more times saying what? Okay, I'm gonna find your symbol. I'm looking on it. Okay.
So for those hearing, I also invite you to look
19.
up. This is the 13th count of the Mayan calendar, but there's also a different count, a more older one, where you can see your
114. I'm the same in both of them, which is really weird, but it is.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm the same in both. So Quack is what Tasia is, and yours is final surrender, purification, transformation, reunion, activation of the light body, thunder being, lightning path, initiation by fire, ecstasy to freedom. And by the way, the Pluto and the Earth sign are in Jinki 58, which is bliss, which is the body of bliss, which is coming into ecstasy or enlightenment. This is where, and the sun is in opposition to Pluto right now. So we're having this collective enlightenment. Like literally what we're doing for the collective right now is like bar none.
Do you see
Oh
this?
my God.
I
Perky.
know.
Enlightenment. Oh my gosh.
I just pulled this card.
Wow.
You can't make this shit up, right?
You fucking
Perky.
cannot make this up.
You understand now why I was so insistent? They were literally not leaving me alone. They were like, you have to do this. You have to do this. You have to do this. They were like, okay.
I know, I was talking to Nadia on the phone. I was like, well, what day should we do it? And I was like, we should do it tomorrow. We need to do it tomorrow. It needs to be tomorrow. I was like, but I can't charge anybody nothing for this thing. I can only do it if it's like we just got to go for it. I don't want to, I was like, I can't do the financial thing behind it. So this has just got to be the humanitarian aspect 1000%. So, because we knew what the fuck it was. I was like, it's a day at a time. I knew this was going to be something huge. Of course, we all knew.
Look, I pulled this card and it has Ursa Major on it right here.
Oh yes. So
and I always make fun of Arcturus people. I am from Arcturus. I always fuck people that do that. I'm an Arcturian. I can't stand that shit. No, you're not. You're channeling a demon. You're watching one too.
Honestly, I met someone that was like that said he's from Arcturian, and he was one of the weirdest, darkest energies I've ever experienced.
Okay, so I have a view on that. I think that if you connect, especially because we don't want to scare people, or at least not me.
No.
In the beginning,
Band-Aid off. Band-Aid off. They're demons. They're demons. I get it. In the beginning, you are connected to demons.
I'm just saying, if you feel like this connection that you have felt, I have felt in the beginning of my awakening, I have felt a strong connection with Arcturus. Actually, this is the first stellar consciousness that I connected with. So it is not, you're not channeling, please don't channel any being, but
right.
Connection that you can feel at the similarity with a certain star system is because you may have the connection to that in other space-time continuum stronger. For me,
1000% do. I mean, you're a multidimensional being, and all of these star systems are in you. But my thing is like, what I'm talking about is he's a really well-known like channel on fucking YouTube and social media. And he's like known for, I'm not going to say his name, but I'm just saying like, this is the bullshit. These are demons. So when you're awakened in your DNA, you had your Kundalini awakening. You're not awakened to your enlightened state. No, you're awakened to your demonic state. And as a shaman, you have to go through the darkness and then you get to go to the light. So these beings that are just like out there, I'm channeling this entity and that entity, or this star system and that star system. Fuck that shit. Stop that shit. You're not channeling anything but demons. If you want to say I'm connected through, or I've got my heart fixated or my frequency in here, but the moment they say it is an energy, or like Abraham, or they're calling him Bashar, or they're calling it anything like this, it's a fucking demon. I don't care how good the message is that comes out. It's a fucking demon.
Yes, but demons, I just want to clarify that if you feel connected to Sirius or to Arcturus and you feel your heart opens up and you feel like love, this is something else. Okay, so this is what I wanted just to clarify so that people don't get scared because they feel, oh, I'm super connected to Sirius or to Aldebaran or to whatever star system you feel resonance with. This is no problem, okay? Because we all have all the DNA from all the different star systems in us, from all of them. So you're not from only one. You are, all of that is in you. This information lies in you. But yes, we do have an entry point, and the Elohim come all together through the same entry point, and it is Aldebaran.
No, the entry point, no, okay, sorry, it's not. So all the light comes up through the center, and it goes up to Polaris, and it comes out through Ursa Major. Ursa Major distributes it, that's divine will, it's ray 1. And then it distributes it out through the cosmic trinity. The second ray, love and wisdom, is the Pleiades, which would be where Aldebaran is found. And then the third is Sirius. And that creates the Mother, Father, and the Holy Spirit, which is divine Ray, Ray 1, divine Ray 1.
Thank you for
And then Ray 2
yes.
is love and wisdom. And Ray 3 is active intelligence, the Holy Child, which is why Sirius is seen with connection to the dolphins, because it's all about play, and it's the child, it's the innocence, it's the expression of Ray 1 and 2. And that makes the third. So, and that's how, and then it gets distributed out through into the other constellations. So
I didn't
yes.
know about your super connection to Ursa Major. I didn't know it. How come I never know it? We never talked about it.
I mean, I talk about it all the time on but I mean, you only need to know what you need to know. I've talked to you about it before. You've shown me your tattoos before, and I've shown you mine. And that's where I get my Care Bears.
I forgot so much.
See? Oh, I don't know if you can see it with that.
Oh, the Care Bears?
I got my Care Bears. I got both my Care Bears.
I love them.
I got my Care Bears. That's my nickname, Care Bear. But anyways, all right. Well, this transmission I feel is amazing, and I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom for one. I gotta pee. Right. And for two, I'm like still shaking, still like gyrating from reading the transmission. Like those energies are very strongly in my cells right now, and I need to go ground. No, and so
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Look at so the video. Beautiful. I think you can see it on the video. I don't know if it was just me seeing it, but you can. I think you can see it on the video. That you were like bringing it into matter, and like I hope you can see it on the video. What I saw, it was. I
screenshotted it. I'll check.
Okay.
It was really unbelievable.
I've seen in videos before where I turn blue, like my eyes all turn blue here, my mouth will turn blue. You know, and that's the blue rose. That's the blue. The blue is is Archangel Michael. It's the blue sword, and then the rose lineage deals specifically with Venus. It's the priestess initiation into the higher realms. Yeah. Did you send it to the group chat?
Yeah,
on my phone. What did you?
Well, you don't see the violet, but you see the energy coming out definitely in the picture.
Okay.
But it was just a little bit before, because this would when I was like, what's this? Because like it was huge light, this huge purple light came out. Yes,
we're all connected to the wandering stars, celestial bodies, naturally, innately. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Oh my gosh, ladies. Well, I am so grateful for everybody honoring this space, and with your presence, with your grace, with all of the efforts. And like I said, it may not have been in this lifetime. It's been in other lifetimes and other things and whatever. Just so grateful to be conduits for Source to use us for this manifestation to move humanity into God's will, the divine will, to manifest heaven on earth. Like, wow. Yes. So good.
So it is. Yes, it is.
Abracadabra.
Yes.
Yes.
I love you. Thank you so much for answering my call.
I love you three.
Yes.
On here who've been tuning in, everyone that will watch the replay. And I certainly received my next level of where I'm feeling into, and I'm really grateful to ground that in with you three, with you two, with us three, and with everyone watching.
Well, it's not going to be the last, I feel. So we will see where this takes us, but let's go with the guidance.
Yeah. Thank you to Spirit. Get a great Spirit. Thank you to God. Good old divine. Thank you for being old
divine.
Thank you for animating us and allowing us to be.
It was the grandmother. I saw the turtle. It was really the ancient ones that and the moon.
Yeah.
That led me to really say, let's do this. Like,
we just ended that full moon period too. Like, I mean, this is just bliss. I'm just saying, like, such bliss, such gratitude. And we just took the collective to a whole new altitude. I mean, it's on like Donkey Kong, and I'm so grateful to enjoy the ride. May all your manifestations be the most blessed out, and abundant that it can be. Don't forget that God is guiding thee, and I will see you in the next live stream. All right.
Much love.
So much.
Bye,
love.
sisters.
You
Thank you all for watching the replay, and may your manifestations be exactly what you need, nothing more and nothing less.